Shalom, shalom. Giving honor and praises to the Most High Yah and His Son Yahweh Shai. We the bastards of the Most High. Coming to you on this Sabbath day, bringing out. We're gonna go into a little. I ain't gonna say that's strong meat, but we're gonna go into a little meat of the Bible. A lot of milk, just to give edification, man. Hope you brothers and sisters been having a good week this week. Like we said, we always give honor and praises to the Most High Yah and His Son Yahweh Shai. The name of the class is called Parables, Similitudes, and Four Types of Israelites. First precept we're going to get into is Colossians chapter 1 and verse 26. And get into breaking down some of the mysteries of the Bible. When you get there, I'll read that.
The book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 26. Even thy mystery, which had been hid from ages.
He said, even thy mysteries, which had been hid for ages. See, because even Paul, when he taught, he said the Bible was given to him in parts. Just like it was given to us, it was given to us in parts. But now it's getting, time is drawing near to get closer to the last days. And the more and more different sections of the Bible is being unlocked. Read out.
And from generations. But now it's made manifest to his saints.
Now it's being made manifest to his saints. It's not being respected person. It's not being a leader over school or a bishop over school or being a deacon or being a captain. It's being unlocked to all saints that's been keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, God's army. He's unlocking different sections of the Bible so we can be able to bring edification to our people. The thing is, we can't get caught up on our fleshly self. When I went into a class on that on Wednesday, we got to tap into our spiritual side so we can get this Bible and the mysteries of the Bible to be unlocked. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 7. It's been a lot of strife, on the internet that we've been looking at, and we pray that the brothers can get things in order, man. Because one thing about it was all about nation building. It's not about the nation separation, man. We got to learn to forgive our brothers, man, and move on, man. We don't want to make a mockery out of God's word. We don't want to make a mockery out of this truth, man. This is unlike anything we have ever seen before. And the Most High turn people counters out, man. He'll blow it out. We just pray, brothers and sisters, man, just stay in the spirit, man, and keep your head up, man, and stay uplifted.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 7.
All right.
But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery.
See, but we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Read out.
Even the hidden wisdom.
He said, even the hidden wisdom, because it's being unlocked to us. They're the ones that's keeping the commandments. Read out.
Which God ordained before the world unto our glory.
He said he ordained this before the world. This is what's going to be happening. This is for a new way before time that this is going to be happening. Read out.
Verse 8. Which none of the princes of the world knew.
He said none of the princes of the world knew. Read.
For had they known it,
he said, but if they had known it, read,
they would not have crucified the Lord of glory.
See, they wouldn't have crucified the Lord of glory. So then God's word would have been a lie. Then all the fulfillment that Christ had to do would have been a lie. They would have stopped this. So the Bible had to be locked until a certain point. Read out.
But as it is written.
But as it is written, it's written in Isaiah chapter 64 and verse 4, but we ain't gonna get there. Read up.
But as it is written, eye have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him.
See, because he said he can't comprehend the things which God had and prepared for us. Because just like he unlocking things right now, he's gonna prepare much more things that he's gonna give us even in the future time. Read up.
Verse 10. But God has revealed them unto us by his spirit.
That's how he's revealing things by his spirit. See, the thing is, people want God to sit up here and hold a conversation. Now, you get into this Bible, you read, you study, you show yourself approved. And when you study and show yourself approved, God will manifest himself to you through his word, through his scriptures. Read up.
For the Spirit searches all things.
Because the Spirit gonna searches all things. That's why you look at us and when we call out different spirits out on people, because we can see through Christ and through His Father and through the words that He gives us through His Bible. We can see and discern different spirits because He puts different visions through the Bible. How we can see on people. The Bible answers all questions. So when we see different things, oh, I read that before in the Bible. Okay, that's their spirit. Oh, I read this in the Bible. Oh, that's their spirit. That's the discernment that He gives to us through the Spirit of the Most High God. Read.
Yea, the deep things of God.
See, yea, the deep things of God. Who can search those things out? It's through His words how we search and find. We're not gonna find all the things through God, through the Word, because guess we can never know all the things that God had. But through His Bible, we can start to unlock.
And you got to be doing the commandments in order to get that, because the commandments is what give you the understanding of the Bible. Right. So if you just in this, and I read the Bible, and you're not doing His commandments, you don't have no understanding of what you're reading. So He's not revealing to you what you think He's revealing. Half the time, that be your own thoughts in your own mind about what He's revealing, not given to you by the Most High.
That's right. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 54. I'm going to go into some more parables out the Bible, but we finna touch on a few scriptures right quick. Read it up.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 54. Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works of men.
He said, behold, the Lord know all the works. See, so when you in the bedroom and say for instance you out there and you in the streets and you in there doing some mess, guess what? Them walls can hide you. Guess what? That room is dark. They can hide you too. But God's eyes is 100 times brighter than the sun, man. So He can see all things. You can't hide for what God got. He's got an angel recording everything you do anyway. Read up.
Their imagination.
He said, even your imagination, everything that you thinking. Oh man, God know that too. That's the reason why your house shot when He was walking on earth. Man, you can't sit up and come to Him with no lie, ignoring what you're talking about, man. Guess what? In the same spirit that He give to His Son, that's the same spirit that He's giving on us. Come on, man. We see through the lies, man. Come on, read up.
Their thoughts.
Read on.
And their heart.
And their hearts, because He knows where you're going and know where you finna go with it. Read up.
Verse 55. Which spake but the word. Let the earth be made.
He said, when He spake this word, He said, let the earth be made. Read.
And it was made.
And it was made, man. Read.
Let the heaven be made. And it was created.
Now He said, let the heavens be made. Guess what? And it's created. See, everything He speaks, it goes into existence. When He speaks to us through His Bible, guess what? We go do it. When He speaks to us in the Spirit, we go do it, because that's what God ordained. Read.
Verse 56. In His word were the stars made.
He said, in His words, He said, man, give me some stars. Read.
And He knoweth the number of them.
And He know the number of all the stars in heaven. See, when you stand in the city, guess what? You can't see all the stars in the sky. But when you living out there in the country, man, it's millions of stars out there in the sky, man. It's because the city blinds the lights of the stars that you can't see. Read up.
Verse 57. He searcheth the deep.
He said He searches the deep. Read up.
And the treasures thereof.
And the treasures thereof, because it's treasures in the deep. Read up.
He hath measured the sea.
And He measured the sea. Now, what man can measure the sea? Read up.
And what it contains.
And what contained it, because we don't know what's all in this sea. That's why them so-called Edomites, they jumping down that water and they ain't never coming back again. They don't know what's going. They want to see what they want to find out to come back and tell somebody. I'm outside like get it. So whatever that the Leviathan and whatever else, because we don't know what's all in this thing. Read up.
Verse 58. He had shut the sea in the midst of the water.
And He shut the sea in the midst of the water. See, because when you're looking up in the sky, that's water too. And just like the ground, I mean, when you're looking at the ocean, that's water and that's water. He divided the waters in Genesis. Read up.
And with His word hath He hanged the earth upon the water.
And He hanged the earth. He put the earth right in the middle of this water, man. On the water in the heaven and the water on the earth. Read up.
He spreadeth out the heavens like a vault. Upon the waters hath He founded it.
Read.
In the desert hath he made springs of water.
He said in the desert he made springs of water. So sometimes when people be out in the desert, there ain't no mirage. That's actually water. You go ahead and drink, man. Because the desert is the hottest place, man. One of the hottest regions on the earth. Read up.
And pools upon the tops of the mountains.
And guess what? That's why some of them pools that you see in, like you see Rocky Mountains, is always snowing and stuff like that. They got pools up there too. Ice pools. But it be ice pools of water. Read up.
That the floods might pour down from the high rocks to water the earth.
That's an avalanche too. Read up.
And a lot of times, that's what you see all the time when you see rivers coming through mountains all the time. That's what that is. They just, if you notice, the mountains stick up at the top and always get ice on them, and that's bringing water down, fresh water down from the top of the mountains into the ocean. That's what you see in the rivers. When you see a lot of rivers, it's water coming from the top of the mountain.
But guess what? The rivers and the ocean would never overflow.
And they continue to run.
That's right.
You're right.
Read up.
Verse 61. He made man and put his heart in the midst of the body.
He said he made man and put his heart right here in the middle of his body, man. Read.
And gave him breath, life, and understanding.
He gave him laws, statutes, and commandments, and to know how to keep them. But see, the thing is, our people, we go off, but we gonna touch that too. Give me Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 14. We're gonna touch on it too. I'm gonna get into a couple of those parables of similitude. But our people just have to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments to the Most High. And he'll start unlocking things. But like I said, you gotta be keeping these commandments. Read that out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob.
He said, fear not thy worm, Jacob. Read.
And ye men of Israel.
He said, and ye men of Israel. Read that.
I will help thee, said the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
See, now when you looking at that verse, and you like, when you start up at that verse, he said, fear not thou worm, Jacob. Why did he call us a worm? See, he has all different things in the Bible that people read that they don't comprehend. But when you break down the Bible precept upon precept, then you can get the understanding of why he said though. Because it's not our words, it's God's words. Let's go get that precept. Give me Job chapter 25, verse 6. We're gonna find out why he called Israel a worm. We get that, I agree to.
The book of Job, chapter 25, verse 6. How much less man that is a worm?
He said, how much less man that is a worm? Read.
And the son of man, which is a worm.
Now he's compared the son of man, which is a worm. So if he calling Christ a worm, we a worm too. See, the thing is, we read verses and we skip over them and we don't consider those things. You got something?
Oh, go ahead.
And we don't consider those things. So, but when we see those things, we're like, okay, he called Christ a worm and he called us a worm. So what does that mean? Let's go to Psalms chapter 22 and verse 6. Read this.
The book of Psalms, chapter 22, verse 6. But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men and despised of the people.
He said, but I am a man. Means I am a worm, no man, a reproach of men and despised of people. Now, he comparing us to worms. It's really comparing us to maggots. You know how people disgusted at maggots and like, oh, I don't like that, man. That's disgusting. Because guess what? That's why Christ said, they hate me, they gonna hate y'all. So when you looking at them despising a worm or hating the maggot, guess what? That's the same way they gonna hate us too. Read up.
Verse 7. All they that see me laugh me to scorn.
See, all that they see, they laugh us to scorn. Read.
They shoot out the lip. They shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him.
See, I read that part over again, that last part.
Verse 8. He trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him.
See, because now our Father in heaven, he delighted in us, because guess what? He know the world gonna hate us, just like he hated Christ. Yes, we are worms too, because if Christ was a worm, We a worm. Guess what? If they despise that, but like when you look into when you look into the Hebrew text or you look into the concordance of the worm, it actually goes into talking about a maggot. And y'all know how maggots are. You get a maggot in your trash can. That stuff is some of the nasty stuff that you want to see. You're gonna be doing all kinds of stuff to get those maggots out of that thing. And that's how they do. The same way that you despise that maggot, that's the same way the world despises our Lord and Savior. That's the same way the world despises us too. Give me Sirach chapter 13 and verse 26. Read that out.
The book of Sirach, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 26. A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity.
He said a cheerful countenance. Man, when your countenance is always cheerful, man, that's a token, man. And what's a token, man? Anybody know what a token? What's a token is, Junior? Anybody know? Huh? But what would a token be used for? I mean, what's a token for? What you gather out? That's pretty good too. That's pretty good too. But this token that is going into is like a gift. You know, you like when you give somebody, you giving them a token, like they did something good, you give them a token, or you give them a reward. Read up.
And the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind.
Now he said the finding out parables, the parables of the Bible, to find out these parables, it's a wearisome of the mind because it takes much studying, it takes much fasting, it takes much praying. Guess what, man? And all of these things, guess what? It breaks down the flesh and it rises up the spirit. But also, guess what? It goes through pain when you're going through that thing, especially when you're going through the fasting. Guess what? Long read. Guess what? You get ready, and once you study, say man, you studying all night. Guess what, man? You be tired as heck going, but you be fed in your spirit though. You know, that's all praise to the Most High. You got something up?
No, go ahead.
Give me Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 24. You get into some more of the parables of the Bible. Praise to the Most High.
And like I bringing out, man, is heavy because that's why Esau pays millions of dollars for their scholars to interpret the Bible, because they know this Bible is full of codes and similitudes and parables, man. They understand that it's a prophecy talking about them and the other nations going into captivity. So they pay people at all costs to try to find out this information to try to divert the truth of the Bible coming out.
That's right.
And that last scripture he read on that in Sirach was about that cheerful heart. So when you find out, that's a cheerful heart when you find out who you are and everything else. That's this bittersweet that's in it. And then when you find out them parables and what they really mean, then you start kind of going, oh, they make you wearisome, because now you're worried about, man, is my family gonna be all right? Is my people gonna be all right? Because now you like Most High revealing to you stuff that the people don't know. You didn't know. The people around you don't know. And when you find that out, it's kind of become wearisome. Now you got worry on your mind. Oh man.
Am I gonna make it?
Exactly. Am I gonna make it? And then if I'm doing the right things, or the people I'm around, that's the worrisome it's talking about. Like you said, this Bible is always bitter, and it's sweet. It's sweet. Like I say, it's sweet when you get in it, but once you start learning and seeing what we're supposed to be doing and what people not doing, it becomes bitter, because you're like, man.
And see, when you looking at the Bible, you also got to understand, when you looking at commercials on TV, they went to the Bible and seen it. When you looking at their movies, they went to the Bible and got that out the Bible. They ain't came up with nothing, man. They are no originators of anything. Every single movie that ever came out, you look in the Bible, you're like, dang, I've seen that. You look at a commercial, man, I read that in the scriptures. But the thing is, to interpret it, you got to be studying.
Let me tell you something. They don't get it from the Bible. The Most High know what they gonna be doing. So Most High is revealing what they gonna be doing.
Yeah. A
lot of this stuff, because he know the evil that they already got in their heads. That's why he gave us. He's like, man, don't trip off when you see that.
That's right.
It's already here.
That's right.
So it's not that they look in the Bible, because they don't understand half the crap, nothing in this Bible. They don't understand hardly anything in it. So what it is the Most High understand everything about them.
Yeah. But still, get back to it. Give me Proverbs 30, man, verse 24.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
There be 4 things which are little upon the earth.
Now he's getting, this is a parable that he's fixing to get into. He says 4 things which be little upon the earth. Read.
But they are exceeding wise.
He said, but they are exceeding wise. Read.
The ants are a people not strong.
Okay, now he's calling the ants a people. He said the ants are a people not strong. Means the ants are a people, they not strong. Read.
Yet they prepare their meat in the summer.
Now, ask yourself, as a little ant, how is the ant king? An insect, he's got a mind to go do something. Because guess what? Little ants and all bugs, guess what? They got a mindset too. Well, we don't comprehend it. Read, but we're going to tap into that in a minute. Read.
Verse 25. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. The conies are but a feeble folk.
That's like a rock badger. Read.
Yet make they their houses in the rocks.
You know how the rock badgers do. They build what it looks like almost like a little bridge. They put a whole bunch of little sticks and stuff right there, and they really a lot of time when they build it, they stop the water from flowing too. If y'all ever seen that in the day, I know people raised in the country, they done seen it, but I don't know, y'all city folk might not never seen it before. Read.
Verse 27. The locusts have no king.
Now he said the locusts, they ain't got no king though. Read.
Yet go they forth all of them by bands.
They go in bands, they go in like an army, like go in by ranks. These right here go in, and then these right here, they go in. Read up.
The spider taketh hold with her hand, and is in king's palaces.
And they in king's palaces. You see how they make all these different kind of webs. They make their palace, but they stand up in the king's palace too. They put webs all around everybody's place. But let's go back to verse 25. I want to hit something right quick. Read that over me. Verse 25. I want to read that.
The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer.
He said, yet they prepared their meat in the summer. He said, but now he's telling us about the ants. Now, in the ant's mindset, now you like, okay, so an ant got a mind. Yes, an ant has a mind. Guess what? The ant knows his duty. He knows what the Lord told him to do. Guess what? I'm gonna put this in the ant. The ant gonna do his job the whole time. I'm gonna put this in the wasp gonna do his job the whole time. I'm gonna put this in the flower gonna do his job. Whatever in the God's commandments for that particular thing to do, that thing gonna do it. Give me Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6 right quick.
That's another thing. The ants are people not strong, but yet they prepare their meat in the summer. They're not like as strong as people are, but yet they got a mindset to go and work.
That's right. And that's the exact point I'm finna hit on too.
They work together.
That's the point.
That's right.
They work together. The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard.
See, there you go. He said, go to the ant, thy sluggard. Read.
Consider her ways and be wise.
Now he said, consider her ways and be wise. See, because the ant, guess what? The ant goes and he does his job. They gonna get up and work. All the ants. If you see 100 ants, every single one of them, they gonna be working. If you see 1,000,000 of them, guess what? Every single ant gonna be doing his job. That's why he said, consider the ant. Read up.
Consider her ways and be wise.
Now he said, consider her ways and be wise. Just like I say, look at all them ants, they working together. They got a job, they got a mission, it's set. Guess what? Let's go get it. And every single one of them. If you throw a cookie on the table and if you had a pile of ants, every single one of them ants gonna be running the train just like this, going back and forth to take it wherever they need to go take that thing, man.
Or if some brothers done watch National Geographic, guess what? When they need to get from one place to another, what would the ants do? They'll build a bridge amongst themselves. They pull each other with help to get across to that other side.
Right.
On the other hand, you know that old saying with us, crabs in a barrel, man. So that's why the Bible is telling us, study the ant, because guess what? They're on a higher level than Negroes, man, sometimes, man.
And we are people stronger than them, got a bigger mindset than them. And here we are, we what we do when it's time to go do the Lord's work, we find an excuse. You know what I'm saying? I got to go do this. I had to go do this. Well, I had got a little cough, and I had to And that's what he's talking about. He said, man, the ant don't got a problem going to work. They ain't as strong as us, but they ain't gonna get out there and do and lift more than his body weight.
Yeah, they gonna be content with it, man. Whatever it's got to do.
He ain't complaining, man. That's leaf heavy. He don't complain. He just take it to do what he's supposed to do, bring it back because they know they preparing in the summer because they know winter gonna come.
Yep, that's the next verse.
We don't never do nothing till it's time, till the winter comes, and then we try to go get a coat.
That's what we do. That's exactly what we do. Things get cold outside. Now you see everybody run to the store, filled up. Now guess what the price of coat's gonna do?
That's what exactly.
That's what they do.
Buy your coat in the summer, you gotta get a real good deal.
That's right. Read up.
Verse 7, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler.
Now they ain't got no guide or overseer or ruler. Like I said, they all stick together. They do the same job, but they know their mission. Read up. Say,
provided her meat in the summer.
Now they go gather all they meat in the summer, because what?
And gathereth her food in the harvest.
Now they gather their food in the harvest, because guess what? When the winter time comes, oh, they good. They good. When next year they say, oh yeah, it's warm out here today. Let's go back to work, fellas. Guess what? Now all of them get right back on their job again, man. They ain't got no problem with it.
And they don't even come. You don't ever see the ants come out the ground anymore.
You don't.
Because they done stored enough food. They just stay in the ground till the winter over with and take care. They go out and take care of their business when it's time to harvest. They don't sit up there and leaving a whole lot of harvest on the trees, berries still out there, man. I didn't get them, I had to go do some stuff with my homeboy to the club the other day. So my homeboy had a birthday party, so I had to go there. So and left the whole stack of bananas all on the tree. Then you're hungry when it comes winter time.
And see, the thing is, when I wanted to hit on these different parables about just talking about insects, and we talking about the earth and talking about these different things. Look, everybody knows their commandments. They goes out, listen, just like the ant, just like the ant, just like all the different all those different insects that we brought out. Everybody know their job and they do it consistently. It's over and over again. And they don't break rank. They don't go out of order. They stay in order all the time. They follow the way God say to do every single time. The only people got a problem by doing it is with us. So just like when Hebrews 8 and 8, the new covenant, he said, look here, I'm gonna have to do y'all like I did the ants and everything else, because y'all keep breaking my laws. Guess what? I'm gonna have to put this in y'all mind. I'm gonna have to put this in y'all heart, because guess what? Y'all Negroes broke my stuff 7 times, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this in your mind and in your heart, because I'm tired of y'all Negroes going off. And that's what Israel problem, man. We keep going off. Most I say, I know how to fix this. I know how to fix it. Let's put this in, just like I put this in the ant mind to go do it like that. I'm gonna have to put these laws, statutes, and commandments in y'all mind too. Because guess what, y'all, we are just a stiff-necked group of people, man.
And we'll take orders from everybody. We'll take orders from our enemies. We'll take orders from our friends. But when it comes to taking orders of the Most High, we're like, no. Or orders from your own brothers, no, I don't know, man. No. But as soon as a white man say something, boy, so-called white man say something, we running right behind. We at the job, boy, it don't matter what he tell us to do. Go turn the building 2 times to the left. We be out there trying our best to turn that building, man.
You ain't lying. That's how our people do, man. They look at that was our problem. Everything our oppressor did, we like, dang, what is he doing? The Lord said, no, don't look over there. He said, no, but I see him doing something. Guess what? Our ignorant self, we gonna go over there and try it, man. Guess what, man? The thing is, look, it's how the other nations did. They put it in a bag, we tried it. They put it in the stores, we bought it. And every philosophy that they gave us, we never denied it. But right now, in the last days, we got to wake up, man.
And the thing about it, everything good that they get, they got from us. When we won't listen to us telling you, it's like a lot of times when we tell them who they are, they won't believe us. Then you can get any white man get on TV and say, y'all the Israelites. And they're them same people be like, oh, we Israelites. Man, hold on, what you didn't hear when we was telling you? Right. They don't want to hear from us. That's
right. And we can be wise from learning from these animals and beasts of the world. Because Job 12:7 say, follow the fowls of the earth. Like, you know what I'm saying? These birds, they flock, and they going hundreds of deep going to the south, flying south to get warm. You know what I'm saying? Or like the ant, they working together. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can take notes from them. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Give me Sirach chapter 39 verse 24. Right quick. You get there, I'll read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy.
He says his ways is plain, because guess what? We looking at his ways, it's plain to the holy. Read.
So are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Now it's going and talking about this word, man. This Bible, this is plain to us. We're like, oh man, that's what that means. We can interpret those things, but guess what? To those, like, we just get into those Christian pastors, the other religions that they come out with, it's stumbling blocks to them. Cause they're like, oh man, we in a new covenant. No, we ain't, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a stumbling block to them. When they read Paul's epistles, it's a stumbling block to them. But to the Israelites, it's not a stumbling block. We can identify with it because we know who the Bible was wrote for. We know who Israel is. We know who the enemy is. We know who the son is, and we know who the father is. We know who Jacob is. We know who our forefathers is. We can identify with it. But to the other nations and to the other religious stuff, it's a stumbling block to them.
Read that again now.
Verse 24 of chapter 39 of Sirach. As his ways are plain unto the holy.
Because when we hear God's commandments, guess what? When we hear Numbers 15 and 38, guess what? That's plain to us, man. It's nothing to put on the board of fringes, but when TD Jakes them hear it, guess what? They take it as it being hard to them. Or when it says not to eat pork, or when it's telling sisters to wear dresses. A lot of times when they wicked as hell, that seem hard to them, man. But guess what? That is easy to us. For our sisters in the congregation, there's nothing to put on a dress. Read on up.
As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Guess what? Like we just saying, a lot of times wicked people stumble at keeping God's laws when he tells us that his laws are not grievous, man. These laws is not hard to do, to put into your everyday life. Go ahead,
And just like I'll bring it out, man, this is so plain, man. I'm talking about, man, when you wake up to this biblical truth, man, and your eyes truly open up to the Bible, man, you're like, oh, okay, I can see, okay, I understand it. Then when you get around people that's not in the truth, and then they like, you trying to explain something to them, they like, oh man, oh, that's y'all religion, man. Look, God never gave us religion. We breaks it down so simple, man. The Israelites make this Bible look so simple. Just like we could take the person that's just not got in the truth for 2 or 3 weeks. He can go out there and confound dang near anybody that's been in Christianity for 30, 40 years. Because, like I said, you go into churches, you have 1 or 2 precepts. Our precepts like this every single time. They piled up in our thing every single time. We got precept upon precept upon precept. And people sit up in them churches, they might not 30 years and might not even get this on their page. That's why it's a stumbling block to them, because they don't know how to read the Bible. They don't keep the commandments. There's always going to be a stumbling block to them. Give me Proverbs chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 5. Yeah, this Bible going to continue to be a stumbling block to them. As long as they don't keep the commandments, it's always going to be a stumbling block. Read up.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 5. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart.
He said, oh, ye simple, man. He said, understand wisdom, man. Understand the wisdom of this Bible, man. He said, ye fools, be ye of understanding heart. Hey, man, have an ear to hear, man. Open your ears up and hear this Bible, man. Read up.
Verse 6. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things.
Now he finna speak excellent things. Read.
And the opening of my lips shall be right things.
Now the opening of your lips shall be right things. Read now. Read verse 7.
Verse 7. For my mouth shall speak truth.
Now when he says his mouth shall speak truth. Now when this is a stumbling block to the Christian church. He said my mouth will speak truth. Oh man, yeah, his mouth speaking some truth. They don't know what the truth is. But us that's in the truth, we know what the truth is. Psalm 19, 142. We ain't gonna go grab it, but we know what the truth is. They read little things like this, little simple verses like that, and they cannot comprehend it. It's a stumbling block to their mind.
And then that's because they go to church and the pastor be done said something that relates to them. That's the truth. That's true. That happened to me, but that ain't the truth of the Most High.
That's not, man. That's not the truth of this Bible, man. Read up.
Verse 7. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips.
That's what your pastor speak. The wickedness, there's an abomination to his lips. That's what your pastor speak. Because he ain't speaking what the Bible say. Malachi 2:7 says, priests should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, man.
And I'm bringing up a good point, because when you go even deeper into it, what is wickedness? A lot of times people don't know what wickedness is according to the Bible. Sisters not wearing dress, guess what? That is wickedness, man. When you celebrating your birthdays, that's wickedness. But a lot of times in the world, oh, that ain't nothing. I do it for the kids. No, that's wickedness in the eyes of the Most High God. That's why it's imperative that you know the commandments, what to do and what not to do. That can tell the difference between what's wickedness and what's righteousness, man. Because God's righteousness is not the righteousness of this world, man. A lot of times people can't fathom that, man. But that's why you got to be keeping the commandments, man. Go ahead.
And when you got pastors, sometimes when they telling you those, when they calling the truth, oh, that's the truth, that's because that's what them Negroes is doing. That's how they know so much about what's going on in your life, because on the side they doing the same thing. They like telling you about the man. That's because he had wicked Negro. He doing that. He doing that on the first lady. And she probably the third lady on the cool.
Fourth or fifth. Real, man. Read verse 8, man.
Verse 8. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness.
Now, that's another verse. He said, all the words of my mouth is righteousness. They don't know what righteousness is. See, this is the little small things that our people look at. And it's a stumbling block to them because they don't keep the commandments, man. But when we read those things, we know exactly what it's talking about. We don't go past that because we know where we can go find righteousness at. We know where we can go find the truth at. That's all of this is in the Bible. But you got to unlock it by keeping the commandments, man. Read up.
There is nothing forward or perverse in them.
Oh yeah, my pastor said I did this for the. And no, look here, man. Nothing forward or perverse. We talking about these laws, man. Let's get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Read verse 9.
Verse 9. They are all plain to him that understands.
It's all plain to him that's following the law, statutes. This is plain to us. When we read that, we know what words mean. Guess what? When we read the word Egypt, we know what Egypt means after the Bible. So when you go in there and we trying to read Deuteronomy 28:68, guess what? When people read that word Egypt, they skip right past it because they don't know what that means.
They only because it was taught to them, and that's how they believe. Oh, it's just over where the pyramid is at.
But it's a stumbling block to them because they don't understand it, because they're not keeping the laws. Read that up.
Verse 10.
No, read the rest of this.
Verse 9. They are all plain to him that understand it, and right to them that find knowledge.
Now it's right to them that finds the knowledge, man. Because guess what? When we find the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we in this Bible, and we research it, and we study and show ourselves approved, we gathering with our people. The men's growing their beards out. They got their fringes on. The women's got dresses on. They got fringes on. They got their head covered with the scriptures coming out. Children in order, our household in order. We can get the understanding that we
not celebrate Thanksgiving, because when you look at the history behind Thanksgiving, guess what? That is just pure wickedness, man. That is the slaughter of our brothers and our sisters, man. How we gonna celebrate a holiday when they slaughtering our own people, man? That's why we tell brothers and sisters, once you get the understanding of the Bible, it takes you into history and to other things that you couldn't even imagine, man. You get the history behind Christmas, behind birthdays, behind Thanksgiving, behind Easter, you know, and it's not according to the scriptures.
That's right.
Go ahead, huh?
Con on it, and see, our people gonna have to come back. The only way you can get your mind away from being seared in this world, you got to be following the law. Give me Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 45. We're gonna read this whole parable. We're gonna read down to verse 49, but we're gonna go back and get the understanding that after we read it down. Read it up.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 45. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward the south.
He said, set thy face toward the south, read.
And drop thy word toward the south. and prophecy against the forest of the south field.
Now remember all those words. See, it's stumbling blocks to the people that don't know who they is. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna tie all of that in. Read on.
Verse 47. And say to the forest of the south, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord God. Behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee. Now he studied bringing out different little similitudes that many people can't catch, but we're gonna keep, like I said, after I finish reading all that, we're gonna go back and we're gonna talk all of that person so we can get the understanding that, like I say, when these people read the Bible, they got if you got to be following the commandments, man, to get an understanding from the start anyway. Read up. And every dry tree, the flaming flame shall not be quenched, and all faces from the south to the north shall be burned therein.
Read on up.
Verse 48. And all flesh shall see that I, the Lord, have kindled it, and shall not be quenched. Verse 49. Then said I, O Lord, Lord God, they say of me, doeth he not speak parables?
Now he said, he says me, do he not speak parables? See, because that's what Christ did. He spoke parables. He spoke parables for guess what? For us to understand it, but not for them to understand it. But we're gonna touch on to that too. Now we're gonna go to chapter 1. We're gonna go keep where you at, chapter 21, verse 1. It's finna go now to break down all the parables that we just read. Read it up.
Chapter 21, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem.
Now it said, when you go up to verse 46, it says, Son of man, set thy face toward the south. Now it's explaining to you what the south is. That's Jerusalem. Read.
Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem, and drop thy word toward the holy places.
Now he said, drop thy word toward the holy places. Now when you go up to verse 46, it said, drop thy word towards the south. Again, it said, because Jerusalem is the holy place. Read up.
And prophecy against the land of Israel.
And now it said prophecy against the land of Israel. Now it said in verse 46, it said prophesied against the forest of the south field. See, the thing is, that's a stumbling block because they just what? They don't want to tie those, they don't want to tie precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. They don't want to tie those things in to get the understanding thereof.
That's too much work.
That's right. That's too high for a fool, man. Read up.
Verse 3. And say to the land of Israel, thus said the Lord.
Now, verse 47, it said, and say to the forests of the south. Read.
Thus said the Lord.
It said, thus said the Lord. It said, hear the words of the Lord. Read on verse 47. Read.
Behold, I am against thee, and will draw forth my sword out of his sheath.
Now, the sheath holds the knife. Like when you in the battle, you got like you know how they look, the little knife that the little case that the knife come in or the sword come in, it's called a sheath. Now, when you go up to verse 47, it said, behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree. Now read that part over again.
And say to the land of Israel, thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against thee, and will draw forth my sword out of his sheath, and will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked.
Now, when he goes up to verse 47, it's devour the green tree. We the green trees, man. And every dry tree. And read on.
Verse 4. Seeing then that I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of his sheath against all flesh from the south to the north.
Now, when you going back up there to verse 40, like I say, you go back up there to verse 47, it said, devour every green tree in thee and every dry tree. That's the righteous and the wicked. and the flaming shall not be quenched, and all faces of the south and the north shall be burned therein. That's God's wrath. That's God's wrath. That's his sword that he swings. Read on up.
Verse 5. That all flesh may know that I, the Lord, have drawn forth my sword out of his sheath.
Now, this is an end time prophecy. So this is an end time prophecy saying that he's fixing to. It said, behold, I shall devour every green tree and dry tree, and dry tree. The flaming flame shall not be quenched. Now, what is that talking about? Can anybody tell me what this talking about? That's the nuclear bomb that he's gonna come down and drop. Boom! Yeah, and we're gonna see the smoke of the city from over there, from our homeland. And we're gonna be able to see the smoke of the city. That's what we gonna, guess what? And in this time of the Bible, that's when we're gonna be tried. That's when we're gonna be tried. He's gonna drop that bomb. Go ahead.
Let me get some. Let's get the little parable that let you know what the trees is talking about. Give me Mark 8:24. But like you said, like I was bringing out, this is a parable. You know, he's comparing one thing to another. Let's see what the trees is. Because a lot of times when they read the book of Genesis, they think that it was only just Adam and Eve. But this is what God is letting us know. Read that out.
The book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 24. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walk.
He does what?
I see men as trees walk.
Now, can a literal tree walk? No, it's just giving a comparison, saying that the Most High compares trees to men today. So that's the understanding of that when we go back into it in Ezekiel. Those trees are talking about men, the nation of Israel. Go ahead,
Come. Let me get right quick before we leave off there. Let me get 1 Peter 4:17 right quick. Because I want to hit on that. I want to hit that when off of Ezekiel that 21, seeing that I will cut off from them the righteous and the wicked. Therefore shall my sword go forth, and the sheep against all flesh in the south to the north. Give me 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
See, because the judgment it's gonna begin at the house of God. That's Israel, man. At the house of God, that's Israel. He got to judge us first, man. We got to be the ones that he's gonna have to try us first, the righteous first. He got to try the wicked too. Read up.
For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us,
now it's got to begin at us in Israel, because we the first. We the lead. Read.
What shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
Now that's the wicked. Now what should be the end that don't obey?
Read that last part again, man, because that last part is heavy. If we gonna get death ourselves, man, what you think he gonna do to the people that's not his people, man? You know, it's gonna be a world to pay for, man. Go ahead.
If it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
Oh man,
and that's what I tell you about the nation of Israel, our own people. We be up there talking about what our enemy gonna do. You're gonna be pushing the pit before they even get it, because the judgment begins in the house of the Most High. So that's gonna be the first people that get punished. So before you be, Esau gonna do this. Well, you better make sure you right, because in that pit before Esau. Esau at least got 1,000 years before he get pushed in there. He got to clean up everything. He got to go into slavery in there for a while.
And that precept really is heavy. It says the house of God. That's going into the family of God, man. His children. Not everybody is a child of God, man. We got to break down that nonsense, man. That's nowhere in the scriptures. God have always had a chosen people that he set above everybody. And that's letting you know right there, man. That's a good scripture right there. Go ahead,
let's go back to matter of fact, let's move on a little farther. Let's go to Matthew chapter 14. Give me verse 22. Fixing to go into another parable. When you get there, I'll read it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 14, verse 22. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship.
Now, this is after Christ fed 5,000. After he just fed 5,000 people, man. He telling his disciples, man, y'all go get into this ship, man. Read.
And to go before him unto the other side.
Now he telling them, hey man, y'all gonna go to the other side. Read.
While he sent the multitudes away.
Now he telling the multitude, hey man, y'all get on back, man. We got business to take care of, man. Read.
And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray.
Now, after he sent all the people away, now Christ can come back. Oh man, I got to get my prayer on right quick, man. I'm finna show these people something right quick. Read.
And when the evening was come, he was there alone.
Now, when the evening came, he was there alone by himself. So he was sitting up there meditating on the scripture. Read up.
Verse 24. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea.
Now the ship was in the midst of the sea. Read up.
Tossed with waves. For the wind was contrary.
Now, the wind was contrary. That means the wind was violent. So, because he said it was tossed with waves, because it was tossed to and fro. But the next part is what I'm finna hit. Read that. Read
Verse
that up.
25. And in the fourth watch of the night.
Now, that's what I wanted to get in. It said, let's start at verse 24, then we go into 25. Read verse 24 first.
But the ship was now in the midst of the sea.
Now, when the ship is in the midst of the sea, read.
Tossed with waves.
Now, if you got an understanding of the Bible, this right here is kind of sinking in, but we're going to go get the precept to get the more edification of it. But read up. Read on.
For the wind was contrary. Verse 25. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea.
Now, it said in the fourth watch of the night. Can anybody tell me what the fourth watch of the night is? What's that?
The angels watching us.
Yeah, the angels, they watching us. They're going to watch us all day long. But go ahead.
It's a time.
It is a time. But the fourth watch of the night, get this out of Roman record. It's like night is divided up in 4 times. It said 12 hours in the daytime. So the first watch of the night is from 6 to 9. The next watch is from 9 to 12. The next watch is from 12 to 3. And from the next watch is from 3 to 6. Those are the 4 parts that they watch. It's just like when we were standing on the towers and we had gates, we had people going up there at different times. Bam, he go up there and watch. Bam, he go up and watch because he knows his time. He said, so he's at the 4th watch of the night. So he's going to be, he went there between 3 and 6. That's the last watch of the night. Read up.
And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. 27. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer. It is I.
Now, as they seen Christ, man, that's just like us. We was the disciple. All of us men who were disciples. And we sitting there, we watching Christ walk on the water, be like, what the hell is this Negro doing? Because that's something they eyes never seen. They never seen nobody look at, man. Say, this nigga ain't back of me. We seen a lot of shit. We ain't never seen nobody walk on water.
And what's funny is how they that's like he went up to pray by himself. He like, y'all go ahead and get in the boat. I'll catch up with y'all later.
Yeah.
And I would have questioned, how you gonna catch up with me? That would have been my question. I'm thinking, I would have been like, no. But I noticed he had did that. When he was gone, he told them to go. And I mean, I'll be with y'all sooner or later, but
yeah, that would have been sprung up too. We been all sitting on the tip, we all drinking our little tea and lemonade. Like, what the? So he gonna catch up. Then all of a sudden, the ship getting rocked to and fro. You like, what the hell is going on, man? This is crazy. Then all of a sudden, this man come walking up. Boy, his fear gonna set in.
And they were scared because the first time when he was on the boat, when the ship was rocked back and forth, they were scared. Hey, wake up! He was on the boat. Man, they ain't got him on the boat now. They probably said, "Oh, he ain't even here." And then they look out.
He better die.
Yeah, and then they look out there and see somebody walking on water, boy. Talking about a horror flick, boy.
Read on that.
But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer. It is I. Be not afraid.
He said, man, y'all calm down, man. It's just me, man. Read up.
28. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water.
He said, Lord. He's like, man, this you? Hey, man, let me come out there with you, man.
Somebody will say that. Read 29. And he said, come.
What did the king say?
And he said, come.
He told him, come on, man. Read.
And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus.
Now he walked on the water to go to Christ, man. Like, shit, boy, I'm doing it too, boy. Look at that. Read.
Verse 30. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid.
Now he seen the wind.
That wind blew hard, boy.
He like, man, damn, Lord, save me, man. This wind blowing hard. Bro.
See, now that's another parable. It's right there. He lost his faith. And hold on, wait a minute. He was out there, yeah, it was cool until that wind blew. When that wind blew, he was like, yeah, he ain't thinking about Yahweh Shah no more. His mind got off Yahweh Shah and got on. Then that's what we need to stop doing. Quit worrying about all these whirlwinds around us. That's what he's saying. Keep your eye on Yahweh Shah, keep doing what he's doing, follow these law, statutes, and commandments. And don't be afraid. You shouldn't have to be afraid. But once you become afraid of what's going on in this world and what's going on around you in your life, that's when you're going to fall.
That's right. And go ahead.
Let me get some real quick. I'm going to get Hebrews 11:1 real quick. So try to tell what's out his brain. Then we're going to jump right back, man. Because like the captains is bringing out, man, we got to have faith, man. Because we ain't seen Yahweh Shah, but we know through the scriptures, guess what? He coming back and he coming back with wrath. Read that right quick, Doc.
11.
Yeah, Hebrews 11:1.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. I'm there. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Read that again, Doc.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
See, we got to understand we have to hope and have faith that Yahweh Shah is coming to save us out of this captivity, man. We know through the scriptures. Read on out.
The evidence of things not seen.
But we don't have physical evidence and we hadn't seen Christ, man. But we got to have that faith, man. And that's what Ak is going into. And that's what that scripture where Christ was letting them know. Hey, you ain't seen me do this before, but you still got to have faith that you can do this, man. Right. Go ahead, go back, Ak, real quick.
Hold on, let me get one right quick. Since she on that right
Go ahead, Ak.
Let's go to Romans 5:1.
The book of Romans.
Because just having faith, boy, it brings a lot of things out of it. Go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 5, verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ.
That's what give us peace. That being, we gotta have faith that Yahweh Shai can do all those things that this Bible say. Everything that's in this Bible that's gonna happen to Israel, we gotta have faith that's gonna happen to us. Everything He telling us going on in this world, we gotta have faith that this is what's happening. Because other people come and deceive you, telling you everything else but what's in this Bible. So we gotta have faith in what we. I know what I read. I know what the Bible tells me. Go ahead.
Verse 2. By whom also we have access. By whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of God.
And that's how you go into that grace period. That time to get it right. That's what that is. It's time to get it right. You go in there because you gotta have faith. Then you got that time. Okay, now believe in these law, statutes, commandments. Now you got that grace period to get it right and do these law, statutes. That's where your access come in to grace. So everybody running around these churches, you ain't even got access to the Most High because you don't have faith in the law, statutes, and commandments.
And let's go get that too. Let's go to Romans chapter 3, verse 31. Let's go get that too.
It's like precept must be upon precept to get to the correct understanding, man. Go ahead, huh?
Read it out.
The book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
Do we then make void the law through faith?
You say, oh, we got the faith. So guess what? Now a lot of people think they got the faith. You can just void the law. The law done away with. Oh, we up under grace now. Let's see what the Bible say.
God forbid.
He said, hell no. Read.
Yea, we established the law.
Because this law has been established from the beginning. So guess what, man? You can have all the faith, but you're not keeping these laws. Guess what? You don't have no faith.
And faith, and when you got faith in your house shop, you got faith in the laws.
That's
and
right.
Then applying the laws, showing that you got the ability to do what you acting upon that faith. Faith without works is dead. That's what that's all. It's the same stuff over and over, people. The pastors done made it all complicated.
It's like the Bible says to them, it's a stumbling block, but to us, it's plain.
Exactly.
See, because we can see that, man. Now let's go back. Book of Matthew, chapter 14, and that's what we was on verse 31. No, verse 30. Get that, read it.
30.
Yep. 13.
Matthew,
30.
chapter 14, verse 30. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me.
Yeah, now he's saying because he lost the faith. Now he's like, Lord, please just save me. Read up.
And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand
That's going into that precept too. Romans 10, all day long I stretch forth my hands to a disobedient. See, because guess what? When you lost the faith, you became disobedient, man. You became disobedient to the laws because you lost the faith, man. Read up.
And caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith.
Now he said, man, you got little faith, man. See, because in the time of the wind blowing, I told you to come out here. Now the wind blowing, now you scared.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. The Lord said, I told you to come. He didn't say, when he said, Lord, let me come out there. What the only thing the Lord said, come.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say a whole lot of things. He said, come. But then he had the faith because the Lord told me to do it. Yeah, I got the faith to do it, but now I stepped out on it. Now I see a little trouble. That's how people do when they walk. They see a little trouble. Now they want to get away from it. No. Guess what? The wind just blew hard. But the Lord told you, gave you a mission. Stick to the mission. That's the reason why it goes back into Hebrews 8 and 8. He's going to put it in our heart because guess what? People see wind blow all the time. And that ties into blowing every wind of doctrine. That ties into a whole bunch of different similitudes. But it all is piled into one. The Lord gave you a mission. He gave you a job. Stick to what he told you to do.
And when you have fear other than the Most High, when you have that fear other than Him, that shows you don't have no faith in the Most High.
That's right.
At all. Period. You don't have faith. So get out of that fear. Get out of it.
Read on, huh?
O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt?
He said, what? He said, damn, you doubt me when I told you to come? Read. Verse
32. And when they were coming to the ship, the wind ceased.
Now when they came to the ship, y'all, man, get back, wind. He made the wind cease. Read up.
Verse 33. Then they were in the ship. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him.
Yeah, now they came and worshipped him because they seen that. But read on.
Hold on 1 second before I know we done passed by where it says back in 30 where it says where Peter, Lord save me. And see, a lot of times we don't get that faith because we don't even ask the Most High for nothing. He said, you have not because you ask not. So y'all need to start sitting down when y'all praying, ask, hey, Lord, give me a heart of understanding. Give me a mind of knowing so I can get these things. So I can come take away this stuff that's in me you got to ask for these things. You have not, and Peter like, so save me. And immediately, as soon as he's asking to save me, he stretched forth his hand. But that's what I just want to bring out on that. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, what he just said, let me get that. Proverbs chapter 16. Give me Proverbs chapter 15, verse 23.
15?
Yeah.
The book of Proverbs chapter 15, verse 23. A man has joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season. How good is it?
It said, a man, the word spoken in due season, how good is it? See, because people don't know what seasons they in, and that sometimes get people lost in this walk too. Now, if you see you in the reaping season, you can tell when you reap everything going your way. You in that different season, but when stuff is going wrong with you, guess what? You in the season. You need to figure out what season you in, man. Okay, is this a time of I need to be laboring? What kind of season I am? Is it a time of trouble? Because it's a time to hate. It's a time of love. According to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it got all. When you go down from 1 through 8, it show you all different seasons that you be in. See, but the thing is, when you in them different seasons, guess what? You know what to ask the Lord about, or you know what to thank the Lord about, or you know what to show your appreciation to the Lord about. Because guess what? You in that due season, how good is the word that's coming out your mouth? Oh Lord, thank you. Season. Because people don't know the season they in, they can't fathom what to say to the Lord or fathom what to do.
And at that time when they get everything's going good for you. Then that time when it's that time where everything going bad, that's that time to go back and start planting. That means you're going back, you're going into this word, you starting to plant, you're going back and you fasting and you praying, you planting because you expect to receive a harvest in the next season. That's when you know, okay, the season changed. So therefore, my work has changed. I was doing this, I was collecting harvest at this time. Now I got to go back and plant harvest at this time.
That's right.
And you got to know what that tells you what you're supposed to be doing in this truth, just by your seasons. But you got to know your season.
And see, the thing is, if you know anything about farming, let's go back and make it a small. Let's go small with it. If you know anything about farming, when you out there planting, guess what? Your equipment might break down. You might have to get it fixed. Guess what? I might not planted these rows right. I'm gonna have to go back and replant these rows. Guess what? I need more rain. Guess what? You might have to go out there and water. You might have to get a pump and get water to pump to water your stuff. But you're gonna do whatever necessary in that season to get that job done. Even when it's time for the harvest, guess what? You in there, you cutting all your corn and you getting the stuff, and finna get ready to load these trucks up to take it to the mills and stuff like that. Guess what? Your trucks might break down. You got to get those fixed. Even in your season, you still got to keep pushing, keep staying on a mission to get your job done.
And in your time of harvest, once you take up the harvest, after you harvest and you gathered everything, got the field, you still got to go back and clean that field out. Because the plants that that's all got to come out. That ground has to be re-tilled. That ground has to be reintroduced to nutrients again in order for you to plant to grow for the next season.
That's right.
And that's what we got to do sometimes, just not to learn what season we in. After you done got all your harvest, go back and clean off your ground, recultivate the ground.
That's right.
And then go out and begin to plant. And after you begin to plant, then you let the word water you. Then after the watering, growth comes again on you. And after the growth comes again, it becomes harvest season again. And then you reap it again. And you do it constantly. It's the same thing in life. But we want to stay in one season. Once I got it good. And then once the good over, we don't know what to do. We don't go back and plant. Then we wonder why how come ain't nothing changed since that last harvest. Because you didn't plant no more.
That's right.
You still trying to live off that little harvest that you had. You got your little old income tax check, boy. They trying to live off the income tax the rest of their life. Oh, so yeah. And then all you doing ain't planting nothing. Then wait for the next income tax.
That's right.
Buy the same car you bought last year.
That's right.
Everybody's buying a car every year.
And see, just like I bring it out, after you said, you get your harvest, you got to go get clean everything up. You got to go back. Guess what? That's why he said, consider the ant. The ant does the same thing, man. He does the same thing.
Everything does the same thing.
Except us.
The sun and the moon does the same thing. All of nature does the same thing. All the people get out of line is us.
It's us, man.
And if we go back and do the same thing, guess what? We'll grow and we'll prosper, just like you see the ants prosper.
Right.
And you see the birds prosper. The birds they don't got no hands, but they still get to eat every night. Ain't got no, man. Come on, man.
That's right.
That's the only thing out of line is us.
That's right.
And we were just at Romans 5:3, but Romans 5:3 said, and not only so, but we glory in tribulation also.
Yeah.
So we gotta know that even when we going through something, man, we gotta still give the Most High the praise. Because we know it's right, because we know sunshine come out the rain. So you can't have rain without sunshine.
Because it's a due season. Everything has its own season.
So like you said, everybody think they supposed to be on top. Oh, I got my income tax now. I'm supposed to still be on top. No, man.
Look here, man. You can get $1 million today and be broke tomorrow, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You can get the blessings of the Most High, and guess what? He can open the door, can't no man close, man. That's the blessing we want the kingdom, man. They want to see this is what the thing is. The other nations, they want to give us a gift. Hey, y'all be happy, man. Y'all do this. No, man. We want the kingdom, man. Right. We don't want no gift. We don't want your jobs. We don't want your money. We want the kingdom, man. Give us back what the Most High, our rightful place, man.
And they give you the kingdom in exchange for the kingdom. They give you the gift in exchange for the kingdom. That's what they do. You take the gift, you stay not doing these laws, statutes, and commandments, so we can stay in our kingdom and we stay on top. Here, you take another gift. Every time they see you, they look at Israel and be like, oh, wait a minute. They look like, hold on. Let's give them voters' rights. Hold on. Let's get them hey, y'all cops quit killing everybody. Just kill a couple of them a year.
Then they call their friend. Look, hey man, you want to go and take this. I'm gonna take care of your family. You'll have your job when you get out, but I just need you to go to jail. They're gonna say 15 years, but they're gonna let you do 1 year.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Because you got to understand, little brother is the police officer. They lawyer is the cousin. They judge is the father. They Prosecuting attorney is their nephew. These people all is in the same family, man. They not. Look at these people. They all in the same family, man.
Like the guys did that time. He said, hold on. White people don't kill white folks. They already got it. Even when they ain't really cousin, they cousin.
Yeah, that's right.
So they know what they gonna do. It's the fact of the matter is, and the thing is, let's make sure these Israelites don't know nothing about who they are.
These Negro docile. Let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Let's go and get into the parable of all types of Israelites. See, because us in Israel, the contrary popular belief, guess what? I don't care how you put it or how you want to say it. 4 types of Israelites, you one of them. You one of them. Either way you say it, Israel, you one of these, man. Most High God don't make mistakes, man. Let's go to Matthew. We're gonna go to verse 1.
The thing is, you need to decide on which one you want to be.
Yes, right.
You got the ability to choose, man. You know, choose right, choose life.
Yeah, hey. One thing about it, whether they hear or whether they forbear.
Don't go for it.
See, read that out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13. The same day when Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside.
And he was going out there. That's what they doing. He going out there to teach them over to the people, man. Right quick. Read.
And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore.
Now he went into the ship, so I guess he could stand taller than everybody, so he could be able to see the whole crowd and try to talk to them. Read out.
And he spake many things unto them in parables,
now,
saying,
he's speaking many things to them. This is how Christ spoke. He spoke in parable. Read.
Behold, a sower went forth to sow. A sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up.
Now he said when the sower sowed the seed, guess what? Now, guess what? The fowls came and took it away. We're gonna go break down all these parables, though. Read that up.
Some fell upon stony places.
Now he said some of these seeds they fell upon stony places. Read.
Well, they had not much earth.
Now they ain't got much earth. Read on up.
And forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth.
Now they couldn't go up under the ground, so they had to spring on up. Read.
Verse 6. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. Now
the first type of Israelite is it said when they sowed the seed and it fell by the fowls came devoured it. The second one was on stony ground and it sprung up and was scorched. Read on.
And because they had no root, they withered away.
That's the second one. Now this is the third one.
And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them.
Now he said some of them, that's the third one. It sprung among thorns, and now it choked them out, man. Read.
But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold.
Now he said, but others fell into good ground, and they brought forth, and now they bring forth good harvest, good fruits, man. But that's the fourth type of Israelite. Read verse 9.
Verse 9. Who has ears to hear, let him hear.
He said, if you got ears to hear, if you got understanding, man, hear what I'm saying to you. Read.
And when the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Disciples, man, I'm telling you, man. I know that's the reason why Christ had to check their tail all the time, man. He said, he asking the people, why are you speaking? He said, Christ, why are you speaking to these people in parables, man? Why are you talking to these people like that, man? Man, read on up.
Verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you.
He said, it's given to you. Read.
To know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
He said, it's given to, he said, man, y'all so damn simple, man. Look, I'm giving this to y'all to know the mystery. If y'all know what I'm talking about, look at you, just play your role, man. I'm giving you the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But read the next part.
But to them.
He said, but to them, read.
It is not given.
It ain't given to them, man. That's not given. That's why when he speaks these parables, they can't comprehend this Bible, man. I'm giving you my words, and you can comprehend it, but they ain't gonna never be able to comprehend it, man. That's what they set up for.
And in those multitudes of crowds, when Yahweh Shai was speaking, You had the enemy there too.
That's right.
You had Herod and his men there too. You had a lot of the Pharisees and Sadducees. And that's what he's saying.
Bring it down.
Look, this is for Israel. I'm doing this because I'm giving the parables for Israel to understand. But the rest of them, it ain't for them. They don't know it, and I'm not gonna give it to them. But I'm gonna speak it to where my people who are called by his name, they gonna be able to understand it. But the rest of them, I don't care what they do. They ain't who I'm giving it to. That's why he's up there. And the disciples, they selfish at this time. Man, you think about that. Hey, you right there with him. He's telling you. Yeah. But his people don't understand right now. That's why he's doing it in parables.
And like I was bringing that because they was up on the Roman
oppression.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they couldn't say things like that because guess what? They was put behind the trees. You know, that was Christ's crime, trees, and doing what you didn't do.
And the Pharisees and Sadducees is standing right there.
Like, go ahead.
I'm finna go tell.
They ready to go tell. They ready to go. Hey, he wait a minute. He said something. Well, I ain't understand it. So if he ran back and told this to Caesar or any of the people over him, they would have been looking at him like,
Christ said, y'all ain't getting the kingdom with us. Hey, boy, what you think the Caesar then would have did? They would put all Christ in to death, man. You know, they weren't playing those type of games in that time.
But with these parables, if they went back and told Caesar that, Caesar was looking at him like, the hell that mean? That don't make no sense. You can't do nothing to him for that.
Read verse 11.
Verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
He said, but to them it's not given. Let's go back to Sirach 39:24. Again, we got to have it. It goes back because this is always a stumbling block for them, man.
The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 24. And his ways are plain unto the holy. So are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Now to the wicked, they like, oh, he ain't talking about nothing. Yeah, I know Christ ain't talking about nothing, but we understood. But the disciples, old wicked, said, man, look, you talk to these people like that. And Christ like shaking his head like, these are damn fools, man. These my people, man.
What I got, Lord.
Yeah.
And they also knew these writings were gonna get in their hands.
That's right.
And if they would have really have found out a lot about this stuff, they'd have burnt all of us. The Bible wouldn't have never been introduced to it. Because they'd have been like, oh no, he can't talk about it. We ain't letting that get out.
Yeah, no, we can't tell them that, man. Go back to Matthew 13, it's gonna start at verse 12.
Verse 12. For whosoever had to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he had.
Read on up.
13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not.
Okay, wait a minute. I want to hear something on that. Go back up to verse 12.
Verse 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given.
He said, for this word that I'm speaking, these parables that I'm speaking, he said, for whosoever had, to him shall be given. You get the understanding, it's going to be given to you. Read.
And he shall have more abundance.
He's going to have more abundance, because guess what? Because what I'm giving to him, I'm giving to him more knowledge, and he's soaking it in. Read on.
But whosoever had not.
He said, but whosoever had not. Guess what? If you can't comprehend these parables, read.
From him shall be taken away, even that he had.
Give me James chapter 1 and verse 22. James chapter 1 and verse 22.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word.
See, that's how you get the understanding, by being a doer of the word. That's how you get the understanding of the parables that Christ bringing out. Is how you get the understanding of the Bible. You got to be a doer of the word. Read up.
And not hearers only.
And not just hearers only. Because guess what? That's how he was giving it to them in abundance, because they were not just hearing the word, they was doing it too. They was doing what was commanded thereof of them. Read up.
Only deceiving your own self.
Because guess what? When you go into your own self doing it, that's the stuff that he's taking away. You deceiving your own self because now you're gonna get away from the Bible. Now you're gonna get away from these law, statutes, and commandments.
Start taking up your own. What I believe, I think.
Shut that down. We're gonna shut that down quick. Read on up.
Verse 23. But if any be a hearer of the word,
he said, any be a hearer of the word, read,
and not a doer,
read.
He is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
Man, you know how a man looking at himself in the mirror. He just looking. He behind the glass. Read.
Verse 24. For he beholdeth himself.
Now he looking at himself. Read.
And goeth his way.
Now he going his own way because now it's being taken away from him. Read up.
And straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
Now he forgetting who the hell he was.
Man, read that last part again to bring this up to today. Read that again.
For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way.
Because guess what? It's compared to some people that come to class. They understand the Israelites. Read on up.
And straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
As soon as they step outside this building, they go back into the ways of the world, man. We cannot be like that, man. We got to be an Israelite inside the building. And guess what? More importantly, outside the building, man. We got to let our light shine consistently, man. Go ahead,
in season and out of season.
Exactly,
guess what? Around the congregation and away from the congregation.
Exactly,
you still got to be. It's an everyday walk, man. Man, all these classes, man, all this stuff that we brought, man, we bring classes like that. We've been bringing classes like that, man, since we started up and studied. We've been bringing classes on everything, all the points that we've been hitting it, man. Walking as an Israelite, living as an Israelite, how to maintain your house, how to maintain your household, how to keep the commandments. We've been pushing this truth to, man, for the farthest that the Most High give us, man. But we got to be doers of this walk, man. It's not just hearing this, because people gonna hear this word, man. We be out on the street and we teach it like them, they hearing the word too. Guess what? A lot of them walk around us, a lot of them walk around us and they can quote scripture right along with us. They like, oh, that's such and such. He said, man, you know your nationality. Man, look at now, he get to the point now. We ask people out there, man, like, you know your nationality. Yeah, I'm Israelite, keep walking. Yeah, I'm Israelite, keep walking. Hundreds of people do that stuff.
That lets you know that they all listen.
They hear
and they hear, but they don't. But when it comes to saying, I got to do that, that's where it's the bother part, right?
That's the problem. That's when the problem sits in. Read Matthew chapter 13, verse 13.
Verse 13. Therefore, speak I to them in parable.
Now he says, that's why I'm speaking to y'all in parable. Read.
Because they see not.
Because they seeing this, but they don't see, they can't comprehend this. Read.
And hearing, they hear not.
And he said, hearing, they don't hear, they hear not. Read.
Neither do they understand.
He said, neither do they understand. Give me Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 31. Because a lot of our people too, they hear not. The other nation damn sure hear it, but they hear not.
And this really going into the scribes, the Pharisees, and the 2/3 of Israel, man. You know, they hear it all day, but they don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he got his hands stretched out all day long for our people, but they don't hear it not, man.
Yeah. And that's why I said it's like looking at a glass. Glass is just as clairvoyant. You can see right through it. So everything, when you're looking at it, you don't see what the Most High is showing. You just look at everything as being the same. If I see the glass right here, I look through it, I can just see everybody doing the same thing. I don't see the picture because there's no picture on this clear glass.
Read it out.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 31.
31.
And they come unto thee as the people cometh.
They come to us as the people come. Read.
And they sit before thee as my people.
And they sit before us. How the people in the church do? They sit before me. Yeah, we in the church, man, but it's on the wrong day though. Just throwing it out there. Read.
And they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
Yep, they hear the words. That's good. That people say they see us on the streets the same way. They see us on the streets teaching. They see us out here bringing the word, but they refuse to do this, man. They refuse to do this, man. They like, oh man, here they come again. They refuse to do this word because they know when we come out there, we're going to bring that heat, man. Look at whether you hear for bear, we're going to bring that heat, man. Thus said the Lord, man. Precept must be upon precept, man. Like I say every week, man, we say the same thing to people every week. Go get your Christian pastors, go get your Bible scholars, anybody you want. Guess what? We're going to go to the Bible, and we're going to see if you know it. We're going to see if you know it. Thus said the Lord. Read, huh?
For with their mouth they show much love.
Yeah, man. Y'all the Israelites, man. They come out, they fist bumpers and everything, man. Read.
But their heart goeth after their covetousness.
Their heart go back their own way, man. They do what the hell they want to do. Oh, man. See, they just showing us love, boom, just get you out of the way. But guess what? Just like there was the homeless woman down there, when we about to get ready to leave, the woman that want us to leave, hey, they gonna treat us bad when y'all leave. Yeah. Guess what, man? You getting your reward, man, because you refuse to do God's commandments, man. That kind of that stuck in my mind all the way home. I never said nothing to, I never spoke nothing to the brothers or said nothing to my wife about it, but it's been on my mind every day that the woman said that, like, dang, she telling us don't leave, because they sit amongst us, because they know the people, they're not gonna mess with the people while we out there. They not gonna do it, because we gonna blast their tail with these precepts, man.
But and the sad thing is, she think we her hedge of protection, but God's laws
That's
are
right,
protection, man.
That's
You know,
right.
when she started keeping the laws, guess what? He'll put a hedge of protection around her. He can get her out that situation, man. People just gotta put it into practice, man. We can't stress that enough, man.
That's just being a hero.
Yep,
and that's like a lot of times when we tell them, hey, today's the Sabbath. We're not supposed to buy no sale on this day. They'll say, oh yeah, that's good. And walk right in the 7-Eleven and buy something. You know, it's just sometimes, man, they go, hey, I love the Lord. I love the Lord. But then they go right back to the things that they covet, the things that they like in this world. And it's a sad thing. Like I said, it's a bitter and sweet thing when you get into this truth.
It is, man. It is. It is a bittersweet thing, man. Because like Oxen bringing out, man, these people, they look at, man, our people looking for a way out, but they don't want to get the truth. Because just like I said, like we sitting, then when we out there teaching, they sit around there. They, man, it's like scripture say, they sitting around there, they watching us. They standing from afar. Yeah, look, they know them people's not finna touch them, because we bringing thus said the Lord out there. Because the hedge of protection is out there while we there. But once we leave there, guess what? Now they feel like, man, we got to go back to this. Man, we bringing the Bible out, man. As all we doing is bringing the Bible out. We bringing thus said the Lord, man. And guess what? Respect gonna be there because God's word there.
And it's funny because, you know, what's y'all playing? We tell them to play, and they like, oh no, that's too good of a plan. I don't want to.
That's right. So you don't want the kingdom? Oh man, I'm just trying to get a little money, man. Trying to get a little money. Boy, our people wicked, man. Read verse 32.
Verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice. Because
guess what? When when them scriptures coming out, that sounds so good, man. Like we sound like Anita Baker up there, man. You know, Luther Vandross with these scriptures coming out, man. Read though.
And can play well on an instrument,
just like Prince. Prince play everything on instrument that you put in front of them. Read.
For they hear thy words,
but they hear this Bible. Read.
But they do not. But they do them not.
But they won't do it, man. Ooh, I'm an Israelite. Yeah, man. What tribe I'm from? Oh yeah, brother, y'all got it going, boy. They gay. Oh, I'm from the tribe of Judah. They say, man. He asked the brother the other week. Hey man, well, you know you're Israelite. Yeah, man. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yeah. They said, man, what can you go find it? Oh, we can go to Deuteronomy. I'm like, that you know all of that. But you refuse to do the law, statutes, and commandments. Come on, man. It's better for you to have not known, man, than for to know who you are and know you got to follow the laws and won't do it. It's better for you not have known, man.
And like Ben and I tell them all the time, just give us a call. I'll find some friends for you, because that's what a lot of them say. I just don't know where to get friends. Well, I'll find some friends for you. They don't call at all, boy. You know what I'm saying? If you really Israelite and you got in this truth like the most of us did, boy, you say, I got some friends, I'll be knocking on your door. You be trying to figure out how you know I live. You said, friends, man. The most I show me where you know it. I'm there. Boom, 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 boom. Where the friend is at?
Yeah. That's the doers of the word. When they hear this word, the doers of the real doers, the James 1 and 22, the doers of the word. Guess what? That's just like when I met we was in the grocery store. I didn't even know who this man was, but the Most High put the words in my mouth. Hey, talk to that man. I always been a person. I've been kind of slick, messy. I say anything to people. I just been one of them ones. I runs my mouth. I don't care what I say it.
Yeah, he ran it too, man. Cause it wasn't that I kind of got mad when he first spoke to me. I'm like, man, this dude tripping, man.
Look at it. I first got around. Then he like, man, yeah, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I say, oh, okay. And then I chopped it up with him. He gave me his number. I came straight home, and I called him. He was like, damn.
Well, I looked up and I said, bro, called already. I just damn, talk to her.
But guess what, man? I had just recently got into the truth. I didn't really know nothing about this thing, the walk. I didn't know what to do. But all thing I know, it felt good to the stuff that I was hearing, and I wanted to get more of it. And guess what? I still got that same fire. And all of us in there that's doing this walk, we got that fire, man. We got more than the zeal of God according to the knowledge, because we keeping the command. But them, they got a zeal of God, but not according to the knowledge, man.
And I took him right to the fire the very next day, because he was out in the streets the very next day.
I wasn't prepared for it. And when I left the streets, guess what? I was asleep all the way home. It was just too much. I had never, all the sports we done played, all of us should have been playing sports. And all, I mean, being out on that battlefield, it's a more tiring feeling than you ever feel in your life, man. You don't understand it, but it's a spiritual war, man. It's bigger than flesh. It's the spirit, man. Because when your spirit tired, goddamn, you're tired, man. Mm-hmm. Go back to 13, Matthew 13. We're going to read verse 14. Yeah, you can read verse 13. We'll just read it down.
Well, so we finish 33 on Ezekiel.
Well, let's go get it. Read it up.
And when Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33.
Mm-hmm.
And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
That's when they're going to see. Hey, when it comes to pass, when that day come to pass, they're going to know, like, dang, them was the real prophets out there on the streets. Them was the people, because guess what, man? All those people that was a foretime, Abraham, Isaac, Moses, our forefathers, guess what? They here on earth. Believe it or not. In the last days, guess what? He's got to raise the prophets back up, man. We the same people from the beginning. When I seen him, he wasn't no new Israelite. He was an Israelite from the beginning. He never was nothing different. He always was an Israelite. Every one of us is Israelite. We always was Israelite, man. We never not was that, man. We got our names. We got our different titles. We got our different, we went through different captivities, but we still was Israelites, man. That's not a religion. That's a bloodline, man. That's a bloodline. Go back, Matthew chapter 13 and verse 13. I'm going to read it down.
Matthew 13, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not,
mm-hmm.
and hearing they hear not.
They hear not, man.
Neither do they understand.
They ain't gonna understand these parables. Read.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah.
Isaiah is Isaiah. We're gonna go get to 64 and verse 4. It's just Isaiah prophesied of this, man. Y'all might make sure y'all writing them precepts down, man. Isaiah 64 verse 4.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 64, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
For since the beginning of the world,
he said, since the beginning of the world, read,
men have not heard, nor received by the ear.
Now he said, since them been all the stiff-necked people that you see now, them been the same stiff people from the beginning, man. Read.
Neither hath the eye seen.
He said, neither have the eye seen. Read up.
Oh God, besides thee, what he has prepared for him that waited for him.
Yeah, he said he prepared this that waited for him. Because guess what? We was the people that waited for him from the beginning. We was the people that was following the law from the beginning. We was the people that was out here pushing the truth from the beginning. We was the people that was out here doing thus said the Lord from the beginning. But the other ones, them was the same rebellious people, man. You know, and you love some of them, and you hate some of them. Them the same rebellious people, man. They been stiff-necked from the beginning, man. And guess what? Israel's been a stiff-necked group of people, man, from the beginning too, man.
Yeah, we all been stiff-necked, hard-headed. The fact of the matter is, the Most High giving us time to change our ways.
Grace.
Yes.
That's grace. It's grace. So when they talking about Grace explains in the Old Testament too. That ain't nothing new, man. It ain't no new thing out here, man. This is thus said the Lord. Go back up.
Like I can bring it out, just but even in the New Testament, the prophets weren't writing nothing new. They were just quoting the Old Testament.
That's right.
And when you see as it is written, that's what we're going to go get it, as it was written in the Old Testament. So we know that the Old Testament was only for the Israelites. Guess what? The New Testament is only for the Israelites too, because they quoting the Old Testament. Go ahead,
Matthew chapter 13, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 64:4, read.
Which said, by hearing ye shall hear.
He said, by hearing, saying the same thing. They should hear, read.
And shall not understand.
And they cannot understand it because they was see it from the beginning, read.
And shall see, and shall not perceive.
So they can see it, they still can't perceive this thing, man. Read on.
Verse 15. For this people's heart is wax gross.
And they heart see, because guess what? They heart is wax gross right now, man. Read up.
And their ears are dull of hearing.
Because then when it say, if any man that got an ear, let them hear. Their ears is dull of hearing, man. Read.
And their eyes they have closed.
And they close, they get, because guess what, man? Hey, you be up there, man. I see Mac B teaching, man. All of a sudden, they gonna do walk by. And they turn away, they're ready to hear. They put their earphone. They don't want to hear. They want to see it.
Sometimes go by and just straight through this.
Mm-hmm. They literally go by and do that. Look here, and it's so funny. We up there teaching. Look, people going all around the corner just to get away from us, man. They going jumping over rails and everything just to get. God dang, y'all hate God that much, man.
Walk around a whole building to I mean, they'll come and see us right there and turn, and then you see them walk all the way. These downtown buildings, they ain't no house.
That's right.
These downtown buildings, they walk all the way on the block to come back on the other side just to go around. And that's what they do, just so they don't hear the Bible. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
That's crazy, man. They do that. But see, the thing is, how we set up now. Guess what? They walk away from around us. I don't want to hear. They go around next block and some Israelites on the next corner.
Yeah, they go on that other block and the Israelites on that corner. Sometimes they cannot, and I'm glad it's like that. That's why I'm glad the Most High got all these different camps all over the place. Because they set up all through that downtown. They can't escape no matter what. And they get, by the time, sometimes they get to us, they like, oh, again?
That's right.
Yeah, because they got whooped down there, got whooped over here, and got whooped down here. And if you come in our face, you're going to get whooped again.
See, but the thing is, that's like a lot of people don't understand. That might be their final judgment. See, the thing is, our people don't understand. That might be their final judgment. So guess what? You rejected me right here on this corner. You rejected me on this corner. You rejected me on this corner. You go to this light, ain't nobody there. Oh, finally they gone. Step out in the street. Got hit by a car. You don't know what your judgment. You don't know, because guess what? If anybody can predict when they die, you'll guess what? You'll be partying like a mug. Guess what? Then all of a sudden, I gotta stop, man. It's 2 weeks for everybody. I'm gonna die about a few weeks, man. Let me go and take this thing up. No, he set it up like, no, you got to get it right, and you got to be content in this thing, in this truth, from me, man. And once you get it, you got to be content and get in this law book, man, and learn these laws and do them, man. Go back. What you at? Verse
14 to 15.
Give me verse 15.
Verse 15. For this people's heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing.
They don't want to hear read.
And their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears,
Read on.
And should understand with their heart, and should be converted.
See, now if they will open, they just open their eyes. They can just, guess what? Give a little time to just hear what's going on in the Bible. Just give a little time. Guess what? Some of these people, man, we see walking around the streets every day. Now all of a sudden they say, man, you know what? I'm finna listen to them, man. If some of these people can just stop and just listen, see what we talking about, man. See what this Bible talking about, man. Read up.
And that's also going into, that's just seed that fell on the wayside.
Yeah, if we finna hit that mug again, we finna go deep into that mug, man. Read that up.
And I should heal them.
Yeah, see, because when they stop and they hear it now, that's when they get healed, man. Read on.
Verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Now, it's talking to us that's in the waking. It's blessed to your eyes because we can see it, and we can hear it, and we can perceive that thing, though. Read.
Verse 17. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see.
Now, they desire to see the things which we see, man. But shit, we desire to see the things they see too. Look at the walk with Christ. We got to walk by faith. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. In the last days, we walking by faith. We didn't have the person literally Isaiah or literally Jeremiah to see them people in action. Like dang, to see the works of the Lord manifest through them, healing people, raising them from the dead, all of these different things that they was coming about. We literally had not, man, just say when Moses was sitting in the room with us. But everybody sitting there be looking at him like this, like what?
Straight Stargate.
You know what I mean?
He'd be looking at y'all also, because the fact of the matter is the things that they prophesy, we are that prophecy coming to pass.
That's right.
That's why I was talking about that. It's read that again.
But blessed are your eyes.
No. For verily,
17. For verily, I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see.
See, because they remember they was all prophesying about, because you blessed being alive today in this last hour.
That's right.
You are the blessed ones right now, because you will see the coming of the Most High. You will see the coming of Christ, and those who make it at that time. That's what he said. Ones who do it, endure to the end, those they shall be saved. He said they like even the prophets like, man, if I could just see what y'all see, think about it. The prophets had a hard time describing the pictures the visions that they were
That's
getting.
right. They'd be like, oh, that's an airplane?
Yeah, now if they came, they going, okay, man, look at this.
Okay, that's a nuclear, that's the nuclear bomb. That's the cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all call it a nuclear bomb. Yeah, that's what it's called nowadays.
And they seeing some stuff that was they was only seeing in visions.
That's right.
And it was you that they were seeing in visions. And now they see a lot. They like, man, they marvel at what y'all can see. So we shouldn't even be tripping off of the time that we in. We in that time right now that we can get right with the Most High. And that's why I don't know why I keep saying that, but get it right and go back to these law, statutes, and commandments. That's been on my heart for a minute now. And I don't know. That's why it just keep coming out. Get it right.
Get it right, man. Gotta get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. Read on up.
Right. And have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them.
See, read verse 18.
Verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower.
Now we finna get into the 4 different Israelites. They hear the parables of the sower. Read.
Verse 19. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not.
This is the first Israelite.
Then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
Now, when you go up to verse 4, it said when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. But when you read the verse 19, it said when anyone heard the word of the kingdom and understood it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. So guess what? That's us out there teaching on the streets, and we bringing the word. This and that, bringing the word. Now here comes Esau. God loves everybody. Don't listen to him.
And first, they don't have an understanding about it. That's why they get the question. Well, why is this? Well, why is that? And then when you trying to explain,
that's right.
Here comes somebody come right over there, soon listen and begin to talking to them. And immediately, that's it.
That's right.
Whatever they said took them away from the understanding that they was just about to receive.
And see, the thing is, it's not just I'm not gonna just say Esau alone. Yeah. It's a wicked spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like it could be your child. Oh, my baby started crying. Oh man, I gotta go. Man, I gotta take care of my baby. No. Look here.
Or a train.
Anything. Or a train. That's the top thing we get.
That train all the time, boy.
The security guard that you was talking to, I think his wife said or later friend said she was from Brazil or something somewhere. and he was listening.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "Let's go, man."
Yeah, that's right.
Just be like this, man.
It's just
Be some
that,
kind of
that,
spirit that's gonna always get you, man, to try to get you out of there.
it's right. It's a spirit that come because it be like you sitting up there, you teaching, and you trying to give him the word, and he trying to listen try to comprehend it. Then the Most High, no, hey man, go down there, man. No, he don't need that, man. That's spirit, man. Because some people this is just not for them. This you got to understand. 2/3 of our people got to leave here, man. They can't make it to the kingdom of heaven with us, man. No, he ain't one of them, man. Make the baby start crying. Baby start crying. Hey man, I gotta give my baby. Okay, go ahead, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know what I'm
And it's
saying?
also a scripture for us too, because it's also letting us know, be careful what we sow on our seed.
That's right too.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody just scoffing, don't sow nothing there. Hey, dismiss them and go on about your business, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Read on now.
This is he which receives seed by the wayside.
Now that's the one that received the seed by the wayside, man. Read verse. That's the first Israelite. Verse 2.
Verse 2 and 13 and 2.
Yeah.
The verse.
No. Verse 20. My bad.
20. But he that receiveth the seed.
This is the second Israelite, not verse 2. It's the second Israelite. Read on.
But he that receiveth the seed into stony places,
mm-hmm.
the same is he that heareth the word, and Anan with joy receiveth it.
Mm-hmm. Read.
Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while.
Now, that's the one that's on the stony place. What happened when you sow a seed on a stony place, man? What happened, Junior? What happened when you sow a seed on a stony place?
It don't have no roots.
It ain't got no roots. That's just like if you plant a tree. What happened when you plant a tree? The tree might grow 10 feet up in the air. Guess what? His roots on the ground is 10 feet under the ground. So high as you see that tree, as high as the root is. So if you got it on stony ground and the roots don't grow, man, how long you think that thing gonna last like that, man? Because them roots stretching down there, guess what? Up under the earth to grab that water. Guess what? And that tree stretching up to grab that water up there too, man. Yeah. It needs both sides to grow, man.
And that Anan means immediately with joy they receive it. Oh, I'm an Israelite. Ooh, oh yeah. Oh, I like that. Oh yeah, we're the chosen people. You got to do the law, statutes, and commandments.
Crickets.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right. Oh no. Yeah, he's oh no. Come on, man.
Especially they doing that cut. Laws.
Keep the law.
No. That sounded great. You said that.
That's right. That's why the sun can come out and scorch that plant, man. Because guess what? And even on the smaller side, guess what? They can come out. Oh, I'm an Israelite. Then come out. They get confounded by a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't got no root in them, man. They ain't got no root in them, man. Look at it. You got to be studying these laws, man. You got to be doing these laws. Go ahead.
When that water hit that stone, it just dries up. So there's nothing for them to drink. That soil holds water, and they can drink it and sustain themselves in the soil. But when it's just on stony rocks, there's no water. The water be gone. As soon as that water, hey, it's already gone, boy. It be licking number dust off the rock trying to get some water out there.
That's right. Go to read on.
21. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For in tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended.
Now, okay, your mama that's going into your people. They in there, hey man, you with the Israelite stuff, you with a coat. Guess what? By and by. Oh, now he offended with, no man, I ain't with them no more, man. Let's go celebrate the Christmas. Guess what? Because people called you out of being an Israelite. Now, by and by, you don't want, oh man. Now you're rejecting the word. Now you're rejecting your God. Now you're rejecting your nationality. Now you're rejecting your heritage and your bloodline. Now you're rejecting these laws. Because guess what? You offended by the word, man. Because guess what? Oh man, I used to do that, man. I ain't with them no more, man. Now your family, they accept you back. Now after they accept you back, now all of a sudden, now you back into the same world. Now there's no rooted in it to help you come back, man. It's nothing coming back from that, man. You just want one of those Israelites that fell by the wayside, man. You just as gone off as he. You get some up?
Matter of fact, get that in Matthew 11 and 6.
Yeah.
It said, you got that?
No, yeah.
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, you heard.
No, go ahead.
Same spirit, man. Go ahead, bring that mug out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 6. And blessed is he, whosoever shall not be offended in me.
Read that again.
And blessed is he, whosoever shall not be offended.
Because we got to understand, coming into this walk, guess what? You're going to offend some people in this walk, but Christ let us know you're going to be blessed if you're not offended in him or offended in him by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You got to do this at all costs, because guess what? When that time comes, when the kingdom comes, guess where you're going to be? You're going to be up there with Christ of the Most High. But guess what? When their time comes, guess what they're going to be? They're going to be in that pit, man. So you got to understand the game. You got to play that, man. Keep the commandments. Go ahead.
So those are people also without a foundation. They're not well built on no foundation. You know, if the foundation is the beginning of everything that's going to be built on top of it, must withstand every weight, everything that's going to be added on top of it. If you don't have a good foundation, your whole building is going to crumble. So that's one thing it's talking about. You need to get a good foundation, and Yahweh Shah and these law, statutes, commandments give you that foundation. So when you hear something that's not the Most High, you won't be thrown off and say trying to please other people.
That's right, because just like when people come to you, they be like, "Oh, you hate Esau, man? Our God hate Esau. The Bible hate Esau. His son hate Esau. King David hate Esau. Hell yeah, we hate Esau too. Shit, it's just what it is. Guess what? Esau hate us too. But ain't nobody speaking about Esau hating us. They don't speak about what Esau doing to us and the other nations doing to us. They don't speak on it. But when we say we hate somebody, we supposed to see us as Israelites. We supposed to love everybody, but everybody don't love us, man. Everybody don't love us, man. They show it in how they oppressing us, how they giving us this fake meat and fake food and all this fake everything, man. Man, they got a TV coming out, a smart TV coming out from Samsung. Whatever you thinking in your mind, the TV gonna change the channel to what you thinking. That's witchcraft, man. That's witchcraft. That's not sound. The other nations want to make themselves as being a god, man. Come on, man. But if you on this stony ground, guess what? You'll get pulled away from it. Oh, I want that. I need to do that. Man, don't get pulled away, man. Just because they ask you, hey, man, do you like Esau, man? Well, the Bible don't like Esau. God don't like Esau. Well, do you like what God don't like? That's it. Simple as that. But you know, guess what? As harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent. We know we in captivity. We know that, man. We ain't got to be going into their trickery and they mind games. But the thing is, you got to choose which Israelite you are. Read on up.
Verse 22.
That's the third. This going into the third one. Read.
He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
Now, let's get into the people that know they just like, oh man, yeah, I'm getting this walk. They want to do partial of the truth. They want to do. Guess what, man? I'm gonna tell you something. And I don't care. You know, I know my brother Law probably bless me. That's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Love this brother, man. Everything I got. I love this brother. And I'm praying for the brother getting the truth, man. But look, he so caught up in this world. He know he an Israelite. He keep the Sabbath. But guess what? He want to celebrate a birthday. He want to celebrate. I'm just going to go over there with my girl, man. Or I'm just going to go over there with my family. Come on. Come on. And I'm not just talking to him. That's Israel, period. But I'm just giving an example of something in my life that was going on. Look, I'm talking about, look, if everybody knew me back where I'm from, guess what? They seen me 9 times out of 10, you're going to see him. If you don't see me, if you don't see him this time with me, the next time I come around, you're going to see him with me. Then what's one of my H-bone coons, man? And I'm just being honest with you. Know the word. Guess what? He refused to do that thing, though, man. Refuse to, man. You get an option. We up on the grace. I just hope grace don't run out for people like him and every other people that got family members and friends that does that. I hope the grace don't run out on them neither. For them to go ahead and guess what? Because this word will choke them out, man. The Bible said it's gonna happen. Hey, man, you want to choose a side, man. Point blank period. Go ahead.
That's like Kendrick Lamar and what is that? The Kodak Black dude.
Yeah.
They know they Israelites. And then you got some of the people in the NBA that know they Israelites, but the cares of this world, that riches. Man, if I come out and say that, I ain't gonna be able to get no commercial deals, and they're gonna be ready to kick me up out the league. They go back. I want to say it, but I can't say it because I like the riches of this world right now, and a lot of people like that today.
Also, like I was saying, you see, Kendrick. I was looking at the interview the other day. It said Wyclef Jean. I was looking at his interview. He said that Kodak Black taught him who he was, showed him what tribe he was and everything. He showed him that. And he's like, man, that was one of the most amazing things I ever heard in my life. Then guess what Esau did? Veered the conversation. No sooner he said that, he started talking about, I'm from the tribe of Levi, this and that. Esau veered that conversation quick. Then Wyclef Jean tried to go back in and talk about it again. Esau shut it down, man. He know who he is, man. A lot of them people, guess what? I seen the brothers at UIC was talking to an NBA player the other day. Boy, I wish we could have traded places. I would have ripped that ass off the bone with you. I'm just being honest with you. I wish we could have traded places. The brother had a little zeal, but not according to knowledge, though. You got that out?
Yeah, Matthew 19:21.
Let's get Matthew 19:21 right quick. Because people can't get the cares of this world, man. They can't leave it alone, man. Is it 20? No, 20. It's 21? Yeah. Yeah. Read that book of Matthew 19:21.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 21. Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor.
He said, if you want to be perfect, because you know the laws of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul, right? Psalms 19:7. He said, if you want to be perfect in me, read.
And thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
He said, go and sell what thou hast, and he said, thou will have treasure. He said, I'm gonna give you treasure in heaven, in the kingdom, man. Read.
And come and follow me.
And he said, now come and follow me. But this is what he said, though. You know.
But when the young man heard that saying,
see, when he heard it, read,
he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
See, because he had everything, man. It's just like all these movie stars and actors and entertainers that think they know they got the lavish life here in this world. Read. Read on.
Then said Jesus unto the disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
He said a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of heaven, man, because people don't want to give up their lifestyle, because it's just like this. You can't serve God and serve mammon. That's money. You cannot play both sides, man, because our people want to chase a bag, they want to get the bread, they want to get the money, and they don't want to follow what these law, statutes, and commandments say.
It's always behind. It's always behind
That's
money.
it.
Go back up to 21 and start that over. I just want to get y'all a little understanding on this right here.
St. Matthew 19, verse 21. Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast.
Go give up your gods.
Give
up your gods. Give up the stuff that you worship every day. Give up those things in this world that you care so much about. Give up your Facebook account. Give up all that stuff that you got to be Snapchatting all day. Give up all of that type of stuff. He's saying, go give that up and follow me.
That's right. Hold it right there. Hold it. I know you finna continue to break it down.
No, that was good enough. That's all I need on that.
You can go back and get it. I want to read this right quick. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. That's what the Bible says, man. So when you thinking that like you can live in this lifestyle, guess what, man? You can't do it. You got to give that up, man. From verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Go ahead, Al.
That's what it was just talking about. You can go ahead and finish that out, but that's all I wanted. I just want to explain that in a better to understand it, not just the riches of because a lot of us have time on got money. Yeah. It's just that the riches of this man that came up to him. Remember, he said, I keep the commandments. Mm-hmm. But see, his God was his money.
That's right.
See, the only reason he can run around and say, I do that. Because a lot of rich people, they think they got a good relationship with God. They think that's how I got rich, because I have that relationship with God. But it's not a relationship that's according to the Bible.
Not according to knowledge.
Exactly. It's a relationship they don't put in their head and what everybody else is screaming. And that's what Jesus is. See, Jesus blessed those who blessed themselves. So they went out and blessed themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what the world does, man. I just think that's the most stupidest thing I ever heard. Mm-hmm. God help. Go ahead. God help those who help themselves. Mm-hmm. Drug dealers help themselves. Robbers help themselves. Mm-hmm. Thieves help themselves.
Pedophiles help themselves. Rapists help themselves.
God sitting up there, and the poor people who can't help themselves because they don't got enough money to help themselves. God let I ain't bother with them because they can't help themselves. Well, I tell you, boy, the world twists everything around, man.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, let's hone in another. Get Acts 8:20 real quick, man, and read that from Officer Yar. Those are precepts, man. You know, we go precept upon precept upon precept. That's man. Right. To give brothers and sisters the correct understanding. Read that right quick, the
book of Acts, chapter 8, verse 20. But Peter said unto him, thy money perish.
Money does what?
Thy money perish with thee.
Because when you chasing that dollar and not thinking about your nation, like we tell brothers and sisters, it's nothing wrong with having money. But the love of money is where the sin comes in.
Exactly.
Read on up.
Because thou hast thought that the gift of God may be purchased with money.
May be purchased with what?
With money.
The kingdom, you ain't gonna buy your way into the kingdom, people. That's something that you just not gonna be able to do, man. Go ahead.
Because there's a lot of people, they want to weasel their way into do it. They want to weasel their way into try to get something. No, man. Most of our God gonna bring judgment on that tail, man. Mm-hmm. You got to understand. Look, when you like I bring it out. Look, whatever you doing can become your God. Whatever you doing. If you don't want to, okay, I love cigarettes so much, I can't follow the commandment because I want to keep smoking cigarettes. Yeah. That's your God, man. Guess what? If I want to be out here in the streets horning these sisters out, guess what? If I can't do that to start keeping the commandment, that's my God. Anything that you do that you can't leave that alone for your God. If you love your mama more than you love your mama more, you love this truth. Yeah. That's your God, man.
Food, overeating, all kinds of
that's your God, like that, man. That's your God, man. And that's
television.
Boy, yeah. That's it. That's your God. Whatever you can't leave on, the list is wide, man.
Well, yeah, finish up. That was all I wanted to go on that. We'll go back to where we was in.
Go to verse 23. Verse 23. No, go read verse 22 again on the third one.
Verse 22 of Matthew chapter 13. He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
Because that's why I hope the brothers and sisters that get this word, man, don't be the ones, because that's the one that's kind of almost made it, but they didn't, man, because guess what? They let this world turn them away from it, man.
Those are lukewarm ones.
That's
one
foot
in, one foot out.
That's it, man.
And that word, like I say, the deceitfulness of riches, because riches can deceive people.
Oh, yeah.
Man. That's right. It'll deceive you, man. You got to watch out for that.
That's why they got that saying, money changes. And then everybody like, it won't change me. Nigga, you can say that because you ain't got nothing. Well, I can put it back. You ain't got to put much in most black people's hands. You put $100,000 in something.
No, you give them their income tax money.
Oh, yeah. In fact, February coming up. Oh, you finna see some sedity committees up out there, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
There's gonna be scoffer central out there on the bus.
They
won't hear nothing during February.
The Water Brother little short thing, man. Never said nothing.
Boy, he had that pocket full of money. Boy, that mug he came out there with that money.
Couldn't stop talking, boy.
We seen this man every week on week after week after week. He never said a word. Little midget. Boy came one day with a pocket full of money. Stop right there. Boy, I'm looking at this little man. He all up there like, man, I'm thinking, man, you better get this little bitty midget. Man, all of us got bold because he had, well, I got this money. He just shouting about riches.
And guess what though? That's why that's the whole point I be telling folks. People come up against his word, man, and it does something. All of a sudden, you see people around, and you never see them again.
Mm-hmm.
When the hell last time you
I was gonna say that.
You never see them again.
He came by that other time a week later after that without no money, and guess what? He was right back to doing what he did the last time.
That's probably why I see him, because he had no money.
Yeah, he didn't make himself notice. You remember when he didn't have a dime, he slipped right by. Let me run down below the people's knees and stuff. And then, because he was a little bitty dude, man.
He was little too. He was little. But, he was about like that, man. He was little, man.
But the minute he got that money, he stood bold against it. That week when he had no more money in his pocket, doing the same thing. And then to the point we didn't even see him no more.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, I'll read it.
Verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
But he that receives seed into the good ground.
Now he that receive. Now that's the people that's in the truth, man, all the way. This is the one that receiving the seed on good ground, man. That's the one that's gonna be harvesting year after year, gonna be growing year after year. That's gonna be flourishing in this truth year after year. Read
and doing the commandments.
And do in the commandments. Read.
But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it. Which also,
it said not just hear the word, but understand it. The word is made plain to us. Read.
Which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some an 100-fold.
Because guess what? Some people gonna get this truth, and guess what? They discernment level and they spiritual level, they can read the Bible and can break down precept that people can't get. Some people can gonna get this thing and it's gonna be 100-folds in it, not just in one category. It's gonna be 100-folds in their lifestyle, man.
And also, some people gonna put in more work than others, so they're gonna receive probably more because they sold more. Some people don't sow, but probably not as much as another person.
That's right.
Which is nothing wrong with what they're doing. It's the fact that the matter is they're sowing. It's just they bring forth different harvests because of what they're planning.
And matter of fact, before we get there, let's get 1 Corinthians. Go get what he said. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 5. That's how people gonna come into the truth. Some people gonna sow more than others. They gonna bring in more than some people. Just hey, that's just what it is. Read it up.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 5. And there are differences of administration.
Yeah, it's gonna be differences of administration. Read.
But the same Lord.
Man, go up to verse 4.
Verse 4. Now there are diversities of gifts.
He said it's diverse, it's different gifts, read.
But the same spirit.
But we all got one spirit, man. We one body, one spirit, man. In Christ, read.
And there are differences of administration.
Different because people got different things they do. Their administrations is different, their jobs is different, read.
But the same Lord.
But we still got the same Lord, Mashiach Yahweh, read.
Verse 6. And there are diversities of operations.
Now it's diversity of operations because it's different operations because you might be working this over here and I might be working over there. But guess what? Read it.
But it is the same God which worketh all in all.
But it's the same God that's working this. It's the same God that's working the whole thing. Guess what? These Israelites might be working this block doing. They might be bringing the heat over here. Guess what? We might be over here nourishing this thing. But we still got the same God, man. We still got Yahweh. Read.
Verse 7. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal.
Withal. Read on. Verse 8.
For to one is given by the Spirit.
He said one is given by the Spirit, read.
The word of wisdom.
That's the word of this Bible. That's the wisdom, read.
To another, the word of knowledge.
And the word of knowledge, read.
By the same Spirit.
It's by the same Spirit. When you get wisdom and knowledge, it's gonna be by the same Spirit, man. It ain't gonna be no different. That Spirit gonna come. That's what you gonna get your daily. That's what it said. The man cannot live by bread alone. Guess what? That's the Spirit that's gonna be the Holy Spirit, and this word is gonna be giving you stuff that you need to guess what? Grow in your walk and growing your lifestyle, growing your household, on your job. It's going to be guiding you to teach the people. It's going to put the words in your mouth to teach the people.
And a lot of times you get what you can bear.
That's right.
You know, now you ain't gonna give you too much more that you can bear.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how, even if his rewards, we shouldn't be get jealous. If you really want his reward or what he do what he do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go fast more.
Mm-hmm.
Go pray as much as he go out in the streets, go and talk to more people, do that. But at the same time, no matter how much he receiving, I can't be jealous of this, because guess what it's gonna equal to? Even if if the Most High gave him $1 million and gave me $100,000, at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, his $100 million, $1 million is gonna be worth 1 penny.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's gonna be worth 1 penny. We all working for the 1 penny. Well, that's another class. So, but I just want to let you know, don't get jealous of the person that's getting something. Just at the same time, if you want some, go put in more work.
Or find your administration. Find what you're good at.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
I mean, like I said, if you can sew, man, go make some garments. I know a lot of people want garments. I mean, if you can cook some food, sell some food.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever it is you good at, man, you got a gift right there. On a lot of times, we just don't never want to use the gift we got.
And see, that's what people our people in Israel. That's what we went off on anyway. We start seeing what people got. Damn, they doing that over there. I want to do that too. That's like the man told me. It's so simple. The man told me, he said, man, dang, you drive a truck, man, you making all that money. I said, man, yeah, I'm making all that money if that's what you say. He like, man, if I had your money, I'd cut it. I said, no, you wouldn't. He's like, man, well, I only make, he said, I only make this. I said, I'm gonna explain something to you. If I make $1,000 and say, for instance, this brother make $300, my bills is $999 a month. His bill is $1. He got more money than I got. So can't think to look at what somebody else got. Guess what? Work what you got, man. You're not gonna live above your means. Your means is what your means are. Your lifestyle, what your lifestyle is, man.
It's like, go ahead.
Yeah, because that goes into what we brought out Wednesday. That's the spirit of emulation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're doing it to be a rival against your brother or your sister.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with doing it in the goodness of your heart, but when you're doing it just copying somebody, just trying to outdo them, that's where the sin comes in at.
And that's like right now. A lot of y'all are richer than the people who they say so-called are rich.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the ones that's making $100 million a year, because their means that they live by is and the same. Like right now, you buy the car you can afford.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the car he goes out and buys is a 60-foot yacht. He still has to pay on that yacht.
He got to pay.
He's got to pay his bills. Just that he got more. You got bills. He got bills.
Mm-hmm.
Just that you can only buy this. He buys bigger things that cost a lot more. So when it all boils down to it, you look at him, got worth about the same amount of money,
mm-hmm.
because he's still old, just like you still old. That's the same thing. But we get deceived, like, oh, I want to get like that. I want to get that. Well, boy, it's a hard fall ball when they take all that away.
And see, the thing is, you want what the other people want, and it goes into aspect too. You want the other things that other people want. Oh man, he got all his money, isn't it? But you don't know that this man go home and take chemo treatment every day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that this man come home and take his peg leg off. You don't know what this man. You don't know that this man is probably a carrier of the HIV and got to take all these medicines for the rest of his life. You don't know, but you want the aspect of what he got, but you really don't know what's really going on behind the closed door. You got to stay with whatever your administration is. Let your administration be your administration. Let your job be your job. Do what the Lord gave to you, man.
I heard this story about a guy. He was like, he wanted to be like another guy real bad. So the guy, he got out this clean car. He had a nice car. He got out the clean car. Then dude had on these nice gear. He was at the store putting out all his money. So the guy followed the dude home one day, just followed him home, and then got caught up to him and said, man, I just want to be like you. And when he's like, what you mean you want to be like me? Like, man, you got this nice car, you got all this money. He said, shoot, that car right there, that's my brother's car. Them clothes right there, they had gave me these clothes at the homeless shelter. I just ironed and made them look good. And he said, what he said, that money I got, I was taking that over to all town to some people who the money go to, and find out he wanted to be like somebody, and everything to do that had from what he seen, the vision that he had, Wasn't none of that to man. Wasn't none of that his. So quit looking at what people got there. That's what we want. We need to look what the Most High have.
That's right.
And go after this. It's right here in your face.
Read verse 10. 1 Corinthians 12:10.
Verse 10. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy.
See, because that's what it's giving you. Go up to verse 9. Right.
Verse 9. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gifts of healing
now it's
by
going,
the same Spirit.
Now it's going into how the Spirit can give is giving different people job titles or giving people different administration. It said to another, another faith by the Spirit. Another, giving a gift of healing by the Spirit. Because we had our forefathers was healing. Guess what? We healed right now to this day, but we don't know we healed because a word in due season. How good is that? That's healing too. This word that the word we talking about in the due season is this Bible that you read.
That's
Guess
right.
what? Somebody going through these pains. Come on, bro. Let's go to the Bible, man. Or somebody going through something, or sister going through something. Hey, let's go to the Bible. That's just see what the Lord say. This right here heal you, man.
That's the medicine.
That's it. And we the physicians, man. We just got to go to the Bible to go ahead and give it to the people. Read on.
Verse 10. To another, the working of miracles.
Now, read on.
To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits.
Because that's a lot of us getting into the truth. Now, everybody say they can discern spirit, but everybody really ain't gonna discern no spirits, man. They really not. I thought you know, some people you think there's gonna be a discerning spirit, like, no, that bro. Say, why you think he wicked? Oh, because he asked the old boy what he said right here. Then once he get in front of the crowd, oh, it's just such and such. No, you didn't discern the spirit. You just asked it right around the corner. Stop that bitch, man. Read.
And all Christians will tell you, I discern spirits. Well, if you can discern spirits, you should discern that your pastor is a liar.
Do that one. Read up.
To another, diverse kinds of tongues.
Now, that's what I wanted to get into. He said, now he gives some people diverse tongues. Guess what? But even though he gave you a diverse tongue, you still got to do things decency and in order. You got to do things decency and order. He give you diverse tongue. That's what the brother Paul was. Paul speak many languages. And he was going there. Guess what? Paul speak diverse tongues. That's why he send Paul out to them different people, different places. Paul can speak. He had those different languages. That's what he did. But he did thus said the Lord in order, though. Read off.
To another, the interpretation of tongues.
Now, because when you speak in tongues, like the Christian church, you speak in any tongue, you got to be somebody got to be there to interpret it. So when we out there teaching the Bible, and somebody come up there, he's speaking Spanish. Hey, come on up here. This man speaking Spanish. Now he can interpret to what I'm saying. The Bible said that we didn't say that. So you got to choose your side. Read that up.
Verse 11. But all these working,
read.
That one and the self same spirit.
He said the self same spirit. That's mean by itself. Self same spirit. Read.
Dividing to every man severally as he will.
He divided man in portion as he will. Read.
Verse 12. For as the body is one.
He said, for as the body is one, read.
And has many members.
And has many of members. Read on.
And all the members of that body, of that one body.
And he said, all the members of that one body, read.
Being many.
Being many. Because guess what? You got body, you got all kind of parts. You got fingernails, hands, hair, this and that. You got all kinds of skin, teeth, eyes. That's part of the body. Read.
Being many are one body. So also is Christ.
So also is Christ. We want body in Christ, man.
And a body can't hate each other. You ain't never seen a hand hating the foot. Because if the foot can't go nowhere, the hand ain't going nowhere either. So they all work together. I mean, the foot might can walk you to the door, but it take the hand to open the door. So they all work together. And that's how we have to do in the body. That's right. We one body. Yeah, I mean, you can't have the head hating. I just can't stand the hip. I mean, and that's what we done got, man. We need to straighten and get this body back right, man. We're gonna be one broke body and a big old body cast.
Broke back body, man. Shoot, man. Go back to Matthew chapter 13, man. Read verse 23 again. We're gonna come down to our last precepts. Man. Last precept.
The book of Matthew chapter 13, verse 23. But he that receiveth seed into the ground, into the good ground, is he that heareth the word.
Yeah, he that heareth the word, read.
And understandeth it.
And understanding it, comprehend it, read.
Which also bears fruit.
Because guess what? He's doing it. He following the law, statutes, commandments. That's why he can bear the fruits. He's sowing that seed of the Most High by doing the commandment, read.
And bring it forth, some as 100-fold.
Some people bring in at 100-fold, read.
Some 60, some 30.
And some 60 and some 30. See, that's the four types of Israelites. When you going into that, guess what? You're gonna fall into the line of one of them. One of those things, you're gonna fall into the line of it. Let me get 2nd Ezra chapter 8, last precept, verse 1. The
book of 2nd Ezra, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High has made this world for many.
He said, the Most High made this world for many. Read.
But the world to come for a few.
Now, the world to come, because he made the world all for all the Israelites, right? He made this whole world for us, man. We got plenty of Israelites around here. But for the kingdom of heaven, it's only going to be for a few of us, man. That's for the 1/3, man. Read.
Verse 2.
Yeah, 144, 1/3.
Yeah,
the elect.
The multitude. Yeah.
Read.
Verse 2. I will tell thee a similitude.
He said, now he's going to tell us a similitude.
Idris, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee.
Now when you ask the earth, it should say to thee, read.
That it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made.
Read.
But little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world.
See, it said, it is given much mold, whereof earth vessels are made. You know how you do what you said, like a mold of a vessel. That's how you make it. That's how you shape the earth. Earth without form or void. That's how you shape the earth. But little dust that gold cometh. Who the gold? We the gold. We the gold that cometh, man. Even so is the course of this in the present world. We still the gold is in this present world, man. Read up.
Verse 3. There be many created, but few shall be saved.
It's gonna be, boys. It's a lot of Israelite right now, man. It's a lot of us here, man. Many are called, but few gonna be chosen, man, to do this thing, man. Read up.
Verse 4. So answered I and said, swallow then down, O my soul.
He said, swallow this down, O my soul. Read.
Understanding and devour wisdom.
He said, understanding and devour wisdom, man. You got to get this understanding and soak this wisdom in, man. Read.
Verse 5. For thou hast agreed to give ear.
Now, you said, now, us agreed to give ear. That's us agreed to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. We agreed to give this ear, man. Read.
And art willing to prophesy.
Now we got to be willing to prophesy. Yeah, we prophesied to the nation, showing the world, guess what, man? Our Lord and Savior coming back. We prophesied to the world, and we telling our people give ear to this law, statute, and commandment. Read.
For thou hast no longer space than only to live.
That's the only space you can do is to live. Guess what? And that's how a lot of people, they got a little space to live right here on this earth right now. And they don't take the riches of this world in this lifetime, man. Don't take the gods of this world in this lifetime. You only got a little space to live in your life, man. Read.
Verse 6, O Lord.
O Lord.
If thou suffer not thy servant.
He said, if thou suffer not thy servant Israel, read.
That we may pray before thee. And thou give us seed unto our heart. And culture to our understanding.
He said, he give seed in our heart and culture to our understanding, read.
That there may come fruit of it.
Now that they may bear fruit of it, man. That they may grow into this truth and flourish as the fourth type of Israelite. Read.
How shall each man live that is corrupt?
He said, how can each man live that is corrupt? Because the other three Israelites, them was a corrupt Negro. No matter at what level the corruption that was on, they still was corrupt. They couldn't let the world go. They couldn't let their family go. They couldn't let the gods of this world go. That's why they was corrupt. Read. Verse 7. Where you get?
Yeah,
Verse
who
6.
bear the place of a man.
He said, who bear the place of a man? Read.
Verse 7. For thou art alone,
Mm-hmm.
and we all one workmanship of thine
And
hand,
we the one workmanship of God's hand, man. Read.
like as thou hast said.
Because he made us from the dust of the ground, man. In Genesis, man. Chapter 2 and verse 7. On that note, we'll say shalom. We'll bring out a precept out. Allah.
2 Timothy 1 and 7. As I said, we always want to end with a law, man. This is a very important law too, because in this truth we got to learn we can't have this. Read that out.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God had not given us the spirit of fear.
Because having fear is a sin, according to Nehemiah chapter 6, verse 13. Read on out.
But of power.
But of what?
But of power.
We shouldn't fear coming into this truth, keeping God's statutes and commandments, and knowing that we the Israelites. Read on.
And of love.
And of what?
And of love.
Going back to keeping the commandments. 1 John 5 and 3. Read on.
And of a sound mind.
And of a what?
Sound mind.
So guess what? Don't fear being in this truth, Israel. And with that, we say shalom.
Also, we say, man, we're gonna push this truth. But man, help us with the cause, man. Push this truth to the four corners.
Exactly.
We got a GoFundMe page. Those is on Facebook following us. Subscribe to our YouTube page, man. Follow us on YouTube, man. Our contact that way. I know y'all see us on Facebook, but you go to our YouTube page, our contact information and everything's on there too. And on that note, we say shalom.
Shalom.